probably like way off in comparison to the audio.
Yeah.
Putting this one in there. Let's make sure we got Facebooks.
A lot of people already.
People here.
Yeah.
Mark, Stellar, Kent.
Because you were advertising it on the
Nate.
screen all week.
Yeah. Alright. Looks like we're good to go.
It's gonna slowly get fatter throughout the whole.
Hope this works. Looks like the chat's working. It's a little wonky looking, but hey, the whole set's wonky looking. Alright, let's go live to our faces. How about that?
All rise.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the show. It's
Yeah.
Halloween, or tomorrow's Halloween.
Bonsoir.
Shut up, Matt.
Are y'all ready for Halloween?
What?
Are y'all ready for Halloween?
I'm not doing
Yeah, I'm-
Jack for Halloween.
I'm,
not even
I'm-
a Jack-o'-lantern.
Mm.
Ah,
Right?
I'm going as a Blender artist. So
You're just gonna
anytime
tell
I go to
everybody?
a house, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, have you heard of Blender 2.8?"
They're gonna hand you a
It's
Snickers.
free, guys. It's free.
They'll hand you a Snickers bar. They'll say Blender's better. We get it. You do CrossFit. So, we're gonna be taking calls and things. Good Lord, there's a lot of chat already. Oh my
That's
God!
good.
Wow,
I like to hear.
that's
I
good.
like to
So we're gonna take your client scary stories, and the way that we're gonna do that, I'm gonna have to explain this a little bit so that everybody understands how it works. So we don't want people calling because then it'll just be a bunch of people calling at the same time. So if you will just text us, not text us, but like send us a text message to Mograph calls. And Skype can be weird sometimes, you know, like it just doesn't find people's names for no reason. So if you're having trouble, just DM us on Instagram and we will send you a link so you can just join the call. Now, when you're added to the call, you won't be on the screen right away because we have to summon you. We got to summon you. That's going to be our jam. So hopefully, okay, so we got to figure out who the first caller is going to be. So I'm going to let people text us messages or whatever what do you call it on Skype when you text somebody? Message? You just Skype
Skype
message us.
Skype chat.
Skype chat us.
Skype chat.
And we'll get you standing by and we'll do the whole summoning thing and all of that. And that is how we'll bring you on. So remember, Mograph calls. If you can't find us, let us know in the chat or something and we'll check it out. But we also are going to talk about some of our favorite Halloween renders, and we're going to share our own spooky client stories as well. So there's a lot of people in the chat. Somebody hit us up already. Let's see who this is. All right.
Summon them.
I will
Summon.
Ever heard of Blender? Thank you, Mark. How do I absolutely despise Skype sometimes. I need to add this person to my favorites. There they are.
Welcome to our episode where we just
Figure out how Skype works.
Yeah, Skype.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
All right. So
How long is the show?
this show?
Yeah, I got a hard out at 2:45.
Oh, well, dude, we're not going to go that long.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to add this person into the call. Just remember, don't say anything. We'll add you the call, but don't say anything until we summon you, because that's the fun part. So we'll give it a try. We'll see if we can get this person on. Just
It's
everybody.
Friday, everyone.
It's Friday. Everybody, make sure that your camera and everything works. There we go. We got someone on. I don't know. Oh, I know who that is. I think. See, I'm on a different Skype, so I don't have everybody's name saved. So I think I know who this is. Do you? Do you, Matt?
I do.
I know.
Yeah.
I know who it is.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So
Based on the name underneath.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I
Oh
am.
yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't see that. That's funny.
Given away.
It's because I'm on this other account here. Okay.
And we'll
I'm
see
gonna.
if you can guess.
All right.
Dave.
I'm going to. I'm going to summon. You ready to summon? And what we're going to say is, by the power of Winkleman, we summon Marky 120.
Yep.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. By the power of Winkleman, we
By the power
summon
of Winkleman.
Marky, whatever your name
Marky
is.
G120.
All right. Hello. Do you have audio? I hope you have audio.
Hello.
Hey,
What's up?
how's it going?
My internet connection out here in the universe is not that great.
You're coming in fine.
We're managing.
Yeah, you're coming in fine. Although the magic mirror that we have here makes you look like not
Make
Mario.
your Mario hat blue instead
Yeah, I
of
made
red.
his Mario hat blue.
Yeah, you're a different character.
Oh,
So you got a scary client story for us?
Scary client story. Yeah. So there's I was trying to sell this land speeder.
This is gonna be like
the most
an
depressing
hour,
show
2
ever.
hour,
Right.
2 hour long therapy session.
Right.
I was trying to sell this land speeder, and no, and the client just wasn't listening and didn't want to fork up the money for the speeder, so I had to shoot him with the
Did they
blaster.
want to pay you in
Yeah.
imperial credits?
Yeah.
It's like they don't realize that we don't take credits out here.
Hit them.
Yeah.
They said exposure bucks, and I said
Meal
"Well,
rations.
honestly, no one's gonna be able to tell who I am because I'm a stormtrooper. We all look the same. So
Right.
exposure bucks don't even like
It's true.
Yeah, how do you
Doesn't
even
matter.
set yourself apart when you're a stormtrooper, you know? It's
That's
like,
Yeah.
true.
exactly. All I'm trying to do is get to that point where I can wear the red stormtrooper outfit.
Right.
You know,
Then
like
you know
the,
you've
the
made
I
it.
get it.
one.
I get it.
Palpatine's guards.
You
Yeah,
need a
like the
million
Kylo
followers
Ren
on Instagram in order to
scene.
get that.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been searching for some, Instagram things that will boost my following. One reason I'm calling in here is to try to get some advice from you guys about.
You're a New
how your
Yorker
voice
all of a
just
sudden.
changed into a new accent.
Oh man.
Yeah, cheesesteaks and stuff there.
Wait, now you're in Philly.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah, no, that's Billy.
It's just-
bad
it's just
client
nothing.
story. So straight up though, I had one client at one point put me through the ringer. I had so many revisions. We blew the scope, all this stuff. It ended up happening where I just cut my losses. I didn't get paid for it. I gave him all the project files and I said, "You deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with
Nice.
it anymore. You
That's the way
guys
to go.
don't know what you want. I think what I've produced for you is better than what you've given me for reference and all
Yeah.
that. But you were just nickel and diming, and like every little thing was, we're not going to pay extra for this." And I'm like, it was such a headache that I was, essentially cutting my losses, gave them all the project files, all the assets I built, and I said, "Here, have it,
Yeah.
good luck." And honestly, this was my second client when I had gone freelance. So it was a really kind of
Oh,
shitty
geez.
way to
So like
start.
really
That
early
sucks.
on. So you're like, should I
This
just
is
be
what
dealing with
freelance
this or
is.
not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It was a brutal entry. So, I had to get my other stormtroopers and my blasters ready, and we just
So we
Anyhow.
murdered him.
Right, that was the answer. Well, good on you for killing the job, though. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
hard to
it was
do.
really, honestly, it was really hard because I was like, I don't, am I doing this wrong? Like, should I be,
Right.
really bending over backwards for these people and making them, clients always right type thing.
Yeah.
But I literally was just hit the point where I was just like, you know what, take everything back. I just want to be done with this. And the time I've spent talking to you and advising stupid things, I could be doing other jobs or working on my own stuff at that point. So
See,
I was
yeah.
just like, take it back. I don't want it.
Am I the one who's wrong? No, it's the clients who are wrong.
It's the clients who's wrong.
It's never me.
That's good.
Never me. Never the stormtrooper. So anyway, yeah, that's it. But you know, I'm starting this off. I'm lobbing you guys a softball to start this one off.
Yeah.
I hope there's some better ones out there to make me
love
feel better, and
They're
I
all
won't
gonna be
go.
depressing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nate in the chat said every story is going to begin with a huge
A
sigh.
sigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh man.
That's great.
Like I can't even
funny.
tell this one. It's too hard.
yeah.
Cool.
So
Well,
yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. But I appreciate you taking my call. I'll let the other
I think-
stormtroopers know
Well,
they should call in.
before you
You know,
do,
you were
A couple
mentioning, like,
million.
The client is always right stuff, but you have to
are
realize,
they?
like, I think that is mainly put towards like customer service jobs, you know, like food service or working at a grocery store or working retail or something, you know, maybe, I don't know. But like for our industry, people are hiring us because we're the professionals here, you know, we're taking their skewed version of, you know, whatever they're asking for and trying to come up with something actually, you know, normal.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'll give you a one quick customer is always right story. It has nothing to do with Mograph, but it has something to do with Arby's sandwiches. And this is really good.
I like where this is
So
going.
years ago,
Yes.
I was
So
in
hungry I
Salt
could
Lake
eat
City,
at
Utah,
Arby's.
and we had gone to Arby's after a day up in the mountains, and my buddy Jason was like, I want a roast beef sandwich with nothing on it, just roast beef in the bun. And they're like, all right, cool. He gets it, there's sauce on it. He's like, whatever. All right, I'll bring it back. Brings it back. He's like, honestly, I don't want anything besides roast beef in the bun. So they bring him out another one. Got cheese on it. He's like, what in the hell is happening? Goes back. He's like, you know what? I just want my money back. I'm done with this. I don't even care about the sandwich anymore. And they're like, well, sir, we've already made it. We're not going to give you your money back. So he walked back to the other side of the restaurant and fastballed that sandwich all the way across. It hit the menu above.
Oh my
cash
God.
register, exploding
That's
Arby's
amazing.
sandwich, roast beef everywhere, and he walked out. Needless to say, we had to stay and eat our meal while
Oh,
we were
God.
You're like,
all mad.
awkward.
Awkward.
And he just, when he left, he said, "The customer's always right."
You know, if they would have made it right, it would have been such a mess when he threw it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just bounced right off.
Yeah.
I said the customer's always right as long as they're paying throughout the process.
That's
Very
true.
Yep. Very
Mhm.
true.
Hey, so
All right. Well, hey,
before you go,
stay COVID free. We love you guys.
though.
Do you make any appearances in the new season of The Mandalorian?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Ooh,
Ooh,
I'm
today.
under
Oh, is
NDA
that-
actually.
oh, crap.
Did you, or were you the
Yeah.
one that kicks Baby Yoda in the face this season? Or...
Hey, before you go, we do have to give you candy. So we do have a monster guy here. He's gonna give you a Joy
Yeah.
bar, and you got to eat it. So here,
I was hoping.
Lucky Gun Joy.
yeah, there you go. Get yourself a
Are those
Joy.
5 milligram gummies?
No, they're 20s. You got to be careful. There you go.
Ooh, all right. Light speed. Here we go.
Good thing it's Friday.
Yeah, right?
I love that Baby Yoda's green.
Yeah,
so it's just keying
He's
out.
just keying out. Yeah.
See, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Well, you
Hold
thought
him-
because you
hold
put
him
it up against your face that it would change the color of it.
It's still showing through,
That's
dang it.
Now my face is gone.
I need a blue screen.
Matt, are you on your mic, by the way? Just tap
I
your
might not.
tap your mic. Tap. Oh no, you're not on your mic.
I'm not?
No.
Oh.
It's all right. It's all right.
How's this?
Ooh, that's better.
Much better, yeah.
All right. Well.
What's stupid is the stupid like camera, my webcam mic,
Uh-huh.
or my webcam mic works, but my webcam doesn't.
Oh,
For
that's
some reason. It's
weird.
stupid. Yeah. All right.
Stupid webcams need the most attention. All right.
Mark,
well,
thanks.
thank
Bye,
you.
Mark.
I mean,
See you.
Stormtrooper.
I mean,
Stormtrooper
Stormtrooper. Bye.
789.
Thanks for calling.
Stormtrooper 4269.
See ya.
He's out.
All right. All right. If you're if you want to call in, just hit us up. Oh my gosh, that's loud. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Let me just turn that down a little bit. Cool. All right. Well, who's gonna call in next? We should find out. Let's see. Mograph calls. Look up Mograph calls on
We should
Skype.
just
All
call
these people. I know. We should just
Let's
call.
just call people.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
Call people.
We got a lot of people watching. You guys got to call in. This is Mograph calls. I should put it back up on the screen. Now we also have some spooky renders to look at, and
Ooh, let's look at some spooky
so we're gonna
renders.
Get
Yeah,
those
let's look at
ready in
some
the
spooky
meantime.
You should show Paul's stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, let's
Show
show
Paul's.
Paul's stuff. It's so good.
Wait, what are you talking about? Did I miss
Paul
it?
Mc...
Yeah.
You've seen
What?
What?
the... It's the. Here, I'll send it to you.
Okay. All
Uh,
right. Send it. To
I mean,
me.
I've only got the Instagram link. Maybe there's a Vimeo.
yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
Okay. Well, in the meantime,
Yeah.
the first one I was actually going to bring up was Luis Miranda, because he's been making the Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Right,
Right.
right.
It's been awesome.
So
Yeah,
yeah, those are super cool.
that ghost one that he posted last night is so good. I love the textures on that thing.
Yeah, I wonder
It
what
looks
he's
very
making.
cinematic.
He's-
Yeah.
He said
Is
he's
it?
making
Why don't
a
I see
render.
this? Why don't
Yeah.
I see it?
And he's been doing the Five Nights at
It's
Freddy's.
rusted pixel.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
only see the Instagram one. Where is the?
Maybe he didn't post it on Vimeo.
He hasn't? Well, I haven't looked.
Oh wait, no, it's there. I got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. That's super
Yeah.
spooky.
These are super awesome. And my daughter's way into Five Nights at Freddy's right now. Her and all her friends. And they don't even play the real one. They play the knockoff.
They don't
on-
play the VR one. Yeah.
They play the knockoff version on what is that? On Roblox. Yeah.
4 nights at Frody's.
Yeah, it's like off-brand. Yeah, but he's been killing it with these because these have been like making it viral and stuff, which is awesome.
I told him that one of his latest ones just gives me Chuck E. Cheese flashbacks.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Yeah.
Want that one?
No,
it's
no,
the
there's a
one with
group
the-
of them.
Yeah, this one.
That one.
And it has this
That-
song.
Oh yeah.
Is the song from the game or what?
I'm
I
guessing.
can't hear the music. Can you play the music?
I can unmute it. That's
Oh,
nice.
that bokeh was really nice at the end.
Yeah,
Some nice
hexagonal bokeh.
Hexagonal bokeh. What else we got here? We
That was
saw
my
that
band
one.
name in high school.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh my
that's really
God.
good.
So creepy.
That
is
one's
really
really good
good.
because of that spotlight on the face.
Yeah.
The creepy duck.
Yeah, like was it you who was talking about the example of like a flash like right in the front? You know?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what that looks like. It's
Totally.
cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got this. I have not seen this. Why? I'm
we,
having.
need to get Paul on the show.
You haven't seen this? Oh yeah, we do need to get
No.
Paul on the show.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'm having this
I love
issue
that you
where
said we.
when people send
Whatever.
me Vimeo links, I can't view them if I'm logged
I'm the one
in.
who suggested it to begin with. I was like, let's get Paul on the show.
Oh, that's true. In the
Yeah.
text.
Yeah.
All right, so this is it's this one, right? Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, hold on. Let's see this here.
This is from the Rusted Pixel. Oh, that's not the. That's only. Oh yeah. Okay, never
Is
mind.
this it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It
Where's
looks
the
a little
audio?
cropped.
Sorry,
There
I
you go.
gotta unmute it. I mute everything. I'll start it over.
So pretty. love it. So
Awesome.
good. I love the
Mhm.
textures on everything. How it looks like clay or whatever. You know.
Yeah, he went for the claymation look. It's really good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's good.
Cool.
Very good.
Well,
He's just the best stylistic modeler ever.
Mhm.
Who's calling
Pretty
in?
good.
Come on, we got
Pretty
all
good,
these
guys.
people chatting it up. Nobody wants to call in, huh?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I told Winbush he needs to call in. He's in there right now.
What up? What up?
Matthias can call in.
Yeah.
I see Paul.
Matthias's client horror stories he can't say because they'll all be about Maxon. No.
Right.
No, I'm sure he's got.
I know
some
he's had-
other
I know.
companies working.
I know, but he's been with Maxon for so long.
Yeah.
That Paul Babb, I tell you what,
Yeah.
real
Such-
son of a
Such a
bitch.
jerk.
Come on, Jeff Webb. Come on, Jeff Webb. Call in. Come on, Jeff Burns. Come on, people. Everybody's
Told me that the
Ladder was
ladder
done-
was done in ZBrush frame
Wow.
by frame. That's
That's
cool.
rad. Yeah.
Super cool.
Crazy.
man.
I wonder. See, I feel like something like that would be better done in Sculptron, right? Like actually doing
maybe.
the frame by frame stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know. I really want to get into
Has
that.
anybody actually used it yet?
I don't know.
Yeah. Seems like it'd be cool. I would use these things if they integrated them into Octane.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's easier just to hop in instead
Just
of hopping
lazy.
into a whole separate program.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
excited for Embergen to be included.
Me too.
you know.
Yeah.
And Liquid Gen.
And World Creator. I mean, I guess I don't know if they're gonna integrate World Creator fully, but
Yeah, I don't know.
they'll make some kind of bridge.
Yeah. Give me them free apps though.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
I think they're gonna charge like another $8 a month for it, like a node
World
price.
Creator?
Yeah, like to the.
I thought
adding
it was
to
supposed to be
subscription.
free. I was told it was
It's-
supposed to be free.
The demo version or the beta version right now is free, but I think ultimately it's gonna be like $8 a month.
Well, that's not too bad, I guess.
No, it's better than the full price, which is like 300, which I paid already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've already paid it, do you think they're gonna?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, Jeff. Jeff, I sent you a link. You gonna join us? I don't know why Skype is so bad about doing a directory search. Like sometimes it comes up,
Yeah, I know.
sometimes it doesn't. It's just
Like
no-
Windows when you're searching for a file,
Yeah, right.
right?
Let's talk about that, man. Matthias said
I
he's
know. I
gonna
don't
call
even
in
search
later.
anymore.
All right.
Later. Yeah, I've
Later,
heard that
huh?
before.
Sure. All right, let's see. Well,
Tell us about this set, Dave. This is nice.
Yeah.
TFD, a little bit of comping, like you do.
Yeah.
Brought in the little pumpkin from the promo. Have a nice
Yeah.
little beeple. It's a tradition. to
How'd
have
you
beeple.
animate? Here's a question. How'd you animate the pumpkin's eyes? Because I thought that was real good. Did you do like a After Effects 2D thing and then just map it on there?
I did. So what's funny is I did it. What order did I do it in? Yeah. So I built it. I did a 3D wireframe, and
Mhm.
then I just laid the comp. I laid the wireframe on top, and I kind of did a comp in After Effects and made the eyes move. I rendered it
Mhm.
out as image sequence, brought it back in as a texture, and then on the frames where the eyes moved, I then moved the pumpkin. So I actually animated
Nice.
the pumpkin
So you
based
kinda
on the
did
eyes.
both.
Yeah,
That's rad. Yeah.
kind of a back and forth. I'm a very
Smart.
non-linear type person. I go
Yeah.
wireframes and back and forth to After Effects and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
definitely.
We'll see if Jeff calls in. I sent him a DM on Instagram, so we'll see.
DM on it.
Yeah, I'm all up in the DMs. All these people watching, and I think they're scared they're gonna get in trouble
EJ, what
by
are you
their
working on right
clients.
now?
Oh, I'm troubleshooting some stuff.
Like any fun projects you can tell us about?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
No.
no, no, I can't talk about anything. But
Damn
we will
right.
be able to talk about it sometime soon, though.
Within the
Mm.
next month.
What is it?
What is it?
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Well, in the meantime, since everybody wants to watch and not call in,
That's okay.
Yeah, let's tell some
Voyeuristic.
more.
Does anyone
Well-
have a favorite Halloween like TV show or movie or something like that? You know,
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the
Okay,
That's a good one.
that's a
That's a
really
good
good
one.
one. Yeah.
movie. Because I'm not
28
into
days
like
later.
the gore porn stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But
right?
I kind of got into the Saw series. Like the first one's really good, and then it's just like
I haven't
no.
seen any of those. Those
Yeah.
just
The
definitely.
first
seem like-
one's. If you're gonna watch any of them, just watch the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Saw movies. I'm not a big fan of horror, thriller, scary stuff, you know. I'm a big rom-com guy myself, so, you know, there's no zombies in rom-com movies and you know, turn on your camera and audio.
I'm telling Jeff.
Oh.
Jeff is in here. We're gonna summon Jeff.
Yeah, I saw The Ring in the theater. That
That's
one
a
creeped
creepy
me out.
movie. Yeah.
That one creeped me out a lot.
That was one of the few movies that really creeped me out. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And weirdly, Bird Box creeped me out. I don't know why.
Man, I
didn't watch that.
started
haven't watched
watching Bird Box, and it's like I couldn't get through it. It was like
Because it's bad or because it was creepy?
no, because it was just like I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I was
Yeah. It's so
I don't
suspenseful.
like
You're like, I'm
feeling
gonna have
like
a heart
this.
attack.
like, right, exactly,
Yeah.
right. So
You guys need to watch Love and Monsters. That movie was so freaking good. It's like the best movie I've seen in like
Love and
years.
Monsters.
Yeah, it just came out. It's like $20 on Amazon, but because it's in the theater circuit right now. But
Mhm.
it was so good. It was like everything you would want in a movie, and it was somewhat suspenseful, but like I don't know. I think it would make a really fun Halloween movie. It's
Mhm.
like the most entertained I've been by a movie since Guardians of
Hello.
the Galaxy. What's
There
up?
we
Can you
go.
hear me now?
All right, we gotta summon. We gotta
Hello.
summon you though. Here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you're
Alright,
supposed
let's
to stay
see.
quiet until then. Where's that voice coming from?
Yes,
Huh?
it's a spirit. It must be a spirit. That's what it is.
Spirit.
In the cauldron.
Spirits.
All right. Well,
we hear you.
the spirits are calling, so we're gonna have to summon them. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Mhm.
I
Alright.
forgot the words.
Here
What
we
is
go.
it? By the power of
By
Winkleman.
the power of
Power of
Winkleman,
Winkleman.
we
Power
summon.
of Winkleman compels you.
The power of Winkleman compels you. We summon Jeff. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to
Hello.
meet
I'm
you.
technically working,
Oh.
so I'm
Okay,
going
good.
to make this quick.
All right.
So are
Cool.
we.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
Yeah.
hey, I'm glad that I'm on here. This is awesome. You guys are super fun. This has been a great week.
Yeah, man.
So one time I had a super long project, and they kept saying like, "Can we have it on like Friday?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then they're like, "No, could we have it on Thursday?" And I'm like, "All right." And then they're like, "Well, Thursday at 11 a.m." And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
all right.
Oh my
So I
God.
I said okay, and this was a time when I wasn't really standing up for myself, and it was like super long render times, stay up all night. My internet's trash because I don't know why I was working from home at that moment, but I was working from home, and I started an upload, and they called me and they said, "We are sitting in a meeting waiting for your video, and we have a room full of people.
Oh.
I'm super upset. I don't think this
my
is
God.
going to work out if you don't get it to us shortly." And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God. So I like call my boss. I'm like, please don't fire me type of thing. And I turn it in, and they were like, called me afterward, and they're like, the quality on it was so good, and everyone was so happy that I'm not upset with you, but do not let that happen again. And I was
So
like,
messed up.
That's so
I was
stupid.
like, oh my God. And I'm like, well, that gave me a heart attack, but that was my horror story. So I'm
As a
gonna
happy
like,
ending, I suppose.
I felt on the edge of my seat. I felt like I was watching The Ring, listening to that.
Right.
You know,
You know what?
I've been there. I've been there.
hey,
Yeah.
it's not an easy situation. You got to stand up for yourself and say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And say, hi, I can't do that, and it's going to cost more money, or it's going to take more time.
Gosh,
or
I
you're
hate
gonna
the
get
I hate the
half.
down to the wire stuff
project.
where like you've got to throw down renders, and it's like yeah, I had
insane.
something just a few months ago where I had to get something out by a Friday, you
Yeah.
know, and I told them my mistake because I told them at one point, oh, it'll take 24 hours to render, and then at some point in
Yeah.
between me telling them and a couple of changes, they increased the amount of frames by
Yeah.
double,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
slowed it down by half, so I had to render out twice as many frames, and it took 48 hours.
It's like you are moving the goalpost.
Yeah.
This is not
Yeah.
gonna happen. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Well, hey, I'm glad that you guys are having this show. I was
Yeah.
looking forward to this all week. I'm not gonna.
Take some candy.
Hey,
Oh
need
my
a Joy
God!
Joy bar.
Yeah. Oh,
Joy
Jeff,
Joy.
the
There you
memory
go.
of a stolen car was so good. I
Yes.
loved it.
dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you for saying that. That took me forever.
Nice.
Car, that was actually car number 1 that got stolen from me. I got
Mhm.
2 cars stolen
God.
from me. They were
Gee.
both big old boats like that.
Yeah.
My dad and my mom both worked at GM for 30 years, so they had like big old boats of cars, and that was like the first one where I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to drive those cars again. But
Yeah.
I had a second one, and then that one got stolen, and I'm like, this is a theme. I got to make a stupid video.
Right?
What do you drive now?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Now I drive a 2013 Hyundai Sonata.
Nice.
Like it.
Not great. It's falling apart, but I
Yeah.
just paid it off. So happy
Nice.
Halloween.
Yep.
Happy Halloween,
Yeah.
man.
Jeff.
All right, dudes. See you
Take
later.
care.
man.
Thanks a
Man,
lot.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right.
Dave, you gotta flip me and EJ so that we're facing inwards.
Oh man, that's gonna be
Too
rough.
hard.
That's gonna be
It's okay,
rough.
You don't have to.
I could
You
try
don't
it.
have to.
I could try it on the fly. Let's see.
Try it on
Do
the
it.
fly.
You can
Do
do
it
it,
live.
Dave. I believe in you.
You're the stream master.
Oh, there you go. See, you did it.
The problem is I have to do it on all the scenes.
Oh.
Wait, which way is better for EJ? I don't know.
Yeah, that way. No,
No.
the other way.
This way?
That's good.
That way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're backwards face. Let's do this.
I'll have to change him in all the scenes because see now you're flipping. I'll just go do it live. No, we'll do it live.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Do it live.
Hold on. I'll look.
There are
I'll
multiple
just.
scenes.
I mean, I
There.
guess I could have gone to the other scenes and done it and saved
I'll
it
just
instead
look
of doing
this
it
way.
live. But
I'll move,
you know,
we'll do it this way.
We're flipping back and forth.
Uh
forever.
oh.
it's okay. I'm just flipping on the fly.
Flipping on the fly.
There you go. All right, there you go.
Stupid.
Now you're flipped and everything. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're too scared to call in because you don't want to like call out a client in front of
You
someone,
know what?
just
You
come
know what?
say
The
Happy
clients-
Halloween.
Here's the thing: the clients that you're talking about probably suck anyway, and you should call them out
Right.
Yeah,
because
and here's the thing.
you're never
like,
gonna
honestly,
work for them again.
Let's think about this.
Mhm.
Which of your clients are going to watch a very
Exactly.
Specific
Obscure.
like
Right.
obscure Halloween
This should
episode?
be
of a-
cathartic.
Or
Yeah.
if people don't have like they're not comfortable with telling the story, maybe tell a lesson learned and how they
Yeah.
how they deal with
Mhm.
clients now. Like have a little
Yeah.
positive, you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Spin it a little positively.
Yeah.
We learn from these experiences.
Yeah.
See all these people.
How to
chatting.
punch clients in the face.
Logan, call in.
It's the flower growing out of a turd pile.
Yeah, exactly.
Who else?
Logan.
is in
Are,
here?
are we the flower or are we
Logan,
the turd pile?
G Rant,
Logan
Chris,
Penny.
It all depends.
Stellar,
Sometimes you're one, sometimes you're the other. Sometimes you're both.
Jason.
Hey, what's his name?
people.
Casey Hupke. Call Hupke.
Yeah,
They'll
where
have
where is
things
his
to
butt?
say.
Yeah.
He's definitely. Oh wait, somebody's hitting us up. Somebody's hitting us up. Hold on. Here we go. All right. Let's see. I got to figure out how Skype works again, just like I do every time. Let's see. I got to do this thing. Okay. This is
Skype is Mograph calls.
yeah. Skype is Mograph calls.
I have no stories. All my clients are amazing. Logan.
All right, here we go. Doing a little call action here, so we'll get this next person on the line. I'm not sure who it is. There we go. There we go. So we got him in here. We're gonna summon though. So let me get the summoning set up. All right. All right. Let me make sure it's working. It's good to go. Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready? All right. Let's start the summoning. Here we go.
The power of
By the
people
power of
compels
Winkleman.
you.
By the power of Winkleman,
By the power of Michael Winkleman. Michaelman.
we summon this random
Winkleman.
Skype name.
Mr. Winkleman.
Here we go.
Come on.
There we go.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going? Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
What's up?
I can see like on the live stream.
Well, we see you. How's it going?
Yeah, we see you. Don't worry. It's a little bit
okay,
delayed.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
What's your name?
My name is Kamal.
Kamal.
Kamal
Kamal,
Chabria.
yeah.
How do you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy
Where-
Halloween.
The live stream and the it's looping like.
Oh yeah. Don't worry about the
Yeah.
live stream. Just
Yeah.
talk to us through Skype,
Okay,
and
so-
we'll tell
Yeah.
us your.
I had a pretty like scary movie story about the clients.
Go
Let's hear
ahead.
it.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So I had a client. So he wanted me to. I just finished the work and he just paid me. And after some time, like he comes up and texted me on WhatsApp. Like when I send this video on WhatsApp, I can't see the logo which plays in the end. So do you want me to like he says that edit this for me and just make the logo thing come up on WhatsApp as I share like on the thumbnail thing. So I'm like just upload it on YouTube and choose a thumbnail and
Yeah.
just share that link.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
he's
had
like,
the
no,
exact
I want.
same thing happen to me the other day. Someone was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, this isn't the first frame on Dropbox." I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't control that."
Yeah. So I was like, this is bullshit, man. You're just.
So how did you resolve it? You just did YouTube instead? Was everything good or?
No. He was like, we are gonna pay for this, and we are gonna give you more projects in the future. So I was like, yeah, man, I got to do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the money.
Cool. Oh man.
Yeah.
I
Man,
gotta,
I don't know. Like I have had every single situation from every single caller so far.
Right.
It is like, does that mean I'm experienced, or does that mean that I have a bunch of really shitty clients?
uh,
A bit of both.
yeah,
It'd be
little bit.
exhausting having to like lay out like and describe the thing with every new client. Like this is how we work. These
Yeah.
are the steps. And I
And
think
you know,
it
half the
saves-
people don't even listen to that crap anyway.
Well, they have to listen if you tell them like, "Hey, this is a statement of work. Sign this." And guess what?
See,
If
that's
you
my
don't follow
problem.
through, we have some legal issues that can pop up at the end. You know.
I still don't make people sign things. That's my problem.
Yeah.
I lay
Well,
out
that's how you
terms
get.
in
That's how you get
emails.
screwed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Screwed.
It's true.
I'm on.
Because if you have
I'm on-
nothing to point at, like, hey, listen, we had 2 revisions
we
in this
agreed to
budget.
this.
We're already
Exactly.
past.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that, the client's just gonna be like, well, no, I don't care.
Sometimes there's a slight benefit to not having a contract though, is that you can just bail on the job and be like, this sucks, I'm out. You
Yeah.
can't
That's
do
the whole
anything
reason
about it.
REM doesn't sign contracts, so that he can hopefully bail on any job.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I mean, most
that's-
contracts, I guess, say that you can like.
Well, it's a statement of work, so it's not
Yeah.
like it's in there like I agree to finish this freaking thing, and if you don't,
Right.
if I don't, you can totally steal my car,
Right. Yeah, nobody agrees to that.
make an
Yeah.
animation about it.
That's what happened to Jeff. He
Yeah,
signed that
exactly.
contract, he didn't finish it, and then someone stole his
Someone
car.
stole
Yeah.
his car. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why you don't put that stealing car clause in the contract.
Yeah. He
Rookie
should have
mistake.
learned that the
Game.
first time, but then he got his
Rookie
second car
mistake
stolen
twice,
because of his
yeah.
client. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sent the wrong PDF the second time. I was like, that wasn't the updated one. Like, that part out.
Oh, that
Oh,
was the
man.
let him steal my car contract. Dang it.
God damn it.
God damn it.
I just learned how to make a PDF here.
Yesterday.
Well, we appreciate you calling. You got to have some candy though. You got to get a Joy Joy.
Uh,
Like how there's always 4.
I know there's always 4.
Very
Yeah.
realistic.
Cool. Thanks for calling in. Have a
Love
good
the
Halloween.
background.
thank you.
Background's
Happy Halloween, man.
Well.
Great to meet you.
All right, we got another caller standing by. I'm gonna get them on the
Yeah.
line here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Oh, we got 2 people standing by too. All right. Hold on one second. Gosh, that's loud. Sorry.
We have used, yeah, DocuSign. DocuSign, it used to be Sign Now, and we use DocuSign. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's easy.
Okay, stand by. I'm doing my
I'd like to ask
producer
David
things.
how long it took for the video from Dead Mouse.
Do what?
The one that I did with Smearballs. Smearballs did 95% of the work on that. He spent 700 hours over like 2 months killing himself.
Yeah.
And all I did was do some environment work on the weekend. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're interested in hearing more about like that whole process, we did an interview with Smearballs a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
I'll find out what.
And there's a
episode that-
story on Mograph.com.
That's
Yeah,
true.
there
Yeah.
is.
Put out.
It includes the interview too. All right.
Indeed.
Looks like
That
our-
is episode. Well, we've had a lot of episodes.
There we go. Looks like he's in. Turn on your video caller so we can punch you into the thing.
That was episode 244.
Sweet. Here we go.
Hey,
Hey,
we won't say who it is.
No, not summoned yet. Gah.
Go.
Go. All right,
We can
you
just see
ready?
into the cauldron. We're seeing in the back of the cauldron.
We
magical
look.
powers.
Yeah.
I look into my crystal ball.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can see.
All right, here we go. Summoning.
By the power
Of
of
Winkleman.
People compels you.
We summon. Who are we summoning?
Robin!
Go Gorilla.
I'm sad that smoke transition is in the background of me instead of in the foreground of me.
Yeah,
because
I know.
The smoke goes behind me.
I could
Dave,
explain it to you.
I'm very disappointed.
So-
It could have been above, but I was lazy.
I noticed it too. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, look,
Hey!
it's our two favorite podcasters.
How's it going? You got to get really close to be in the magic mirror, though.
Yeah.
You got to like scooch in
We don't see it.
real close.
Like,
There you go.
go.
That's it.
There you go.
Hello.
Y'all.
That's cute.
I like the
That's what that
shirt.
hurts now.
Yeah, I almost put on mine this morning, and I was like, man, we only got like a few more days left.
Oh, that's true.
I really hope Paul Babb is winning in the early vote.
Me too.
I
I-
know.
that's who I wrote
him in.
That's
Yeah.
who you wrote. Don't lie, Ariev. You're not voting.
I couldn't
Wrote
decide
Paul
between
Babb.
Paul Babb or
Why
Kanye.
waste your vote on Kanye West when you could
Right,
vote for Paul Babb?
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
true.
Right.
It's true.
That's right.
Something to believe in.
So, what's up, y'all?
Not much. Just wanted to call on this glorious day, which is snowing in New York, and say
It
hello.
is?
Really?
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
jealous.
Wow.
It's cold
Oh.
here, but it's.
You got a ton
First
of
snow.
here,
You could
Kevin.
have it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Deal.
Well,
I don't have any horror stories because I still work for the man, but
How do you not have horror stories working for the man?
I mean, I do. I can't talk about them though.
You can't
'cause I
talk
still
about
work
them?
there.
I'm under
No, no, no.
NDA. I'll get fired.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
don't name names. Just say some.
yeah.
Just say some shit, man.
So,
No, it's broadcast, so you know it's always tight deadline stuff and changing at the last minute and all that
this
fun stuff.
person,
Fun stuff.
Vince McPlan, was.
Yeah.
That's true. It's pretty easy to guess with you,
Yeah,
right?
all that
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did have a guy screw me out of about a couple grand once, but that was
That
just
sucks.
typical. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right if
And
you
then-
don't
Hey,
have one.
congrats on the best screenwriting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, compliments. Yay.
Yeah.
I do so well with them.
I was curious about how how they do the COVID, like, was everyone like far apart? Was it outside? How did
Yeah,
y'all
no,
do the festival or whatever, the screening and everything?
Yeah, I was inside a theater, but it was like one of those fancy pants theaters that has like the reclining seats, so they take up way
Nice.
more room.
Okay. Yeah.
So there was probably at least 2 seats between most parties, and sometimes there was like 2 people on one end of a row because it was really only for the people that were getting awards.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't really
So
much
you
for
knew
the
you were
public.
getting an award beforehand?
Yeah, they just don't tell you which one.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh.
So they email you and they say, "Hey, you're up for an award, and if you want to find out what it is, you should come. You should
That's
drive
funny.
2 hours into Connecticut and find
So you
out."
had to drive 2 hours just to get an
For a
award.
45-minute ceremony,
Yeah.
and then drive 2 hours back.
The things
All
we
right.
do to get our ego stroked, you know what I mean?
Right?
I swore it was his ego that was gonna get stroked. I was like, I'm just here for the fun of it. And then I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my name. This is weird.
That's
Yeah.
So yeah. And then they spelled the name of our film wrong on my award
Oh, no way.
Did you tell
Yeah.
them they
For
could fix it?
screenwriting.
for screenwriting.
Wow. They spelled it wrong on the award.
Yeah, on the act like etched in the glass. Yeah.
Dang,
Oh,
that's
no.
terrible.
Sorry, you're gonna have to change the
Oh.
name of the
Right.
the
movie.
the short film.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Right.
added an E on Vital, so now it just sounds like it's a movie about like an
Vital.
Italian guy.
Vital.
That's funny.
The metallic side.
You know.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we got to give you some candy here.
Yeah.
Gotta do that.
Ooh, glucose.
I like that that this thing has 2 elbows. Did you notice that?
Whatever.
It's the only way I can make it long enough to like reach you. You know?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, this is Paul Robinson and Sashia Dumont. They do the Go Gorilla Filmcast on the Mograph.com podcast network.
That's
right.
Make sure to check them out. Mograph.com/podcasts.
Podcasts with an S.
And just a huge thanks to everybody on this panel. I've learned so much from everybody, and helped my career a lot. So thank you all.
Thank
You're
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Where
Thank
can we watch
you,
the
but I
film?
can barely turn on a computer, so.
Yeah, Ryan wants to
Probably
know.
hates all of you because I pay attention to you all more than her.
My wife complains about that too.
My wife.
My wife.
Ryan wants to know where we can see the film. Is it
Um,
out yet?
no, it's still it's going to be. We're putting it on Amazon soon. It's going to be on
okay.
Amazon.
Nice.
Cool.
Right now, you can just go to send3productions.com and look at all our. There's a trailer for it, and all our other films are there.
Cool.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Well, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it. Have a good Halloween.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
Halloween.
Bye. All right. We got 2 more in the in the queue here. Gosh, it's loud every time. If only there was a way to fix that. Oh. All right. Let's see. Who is next? Oh, here we go. This will be a fun one, y'all. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Here we go. Get ready for the summoning. Let's get him in here. There we go. All right.
Ew.
What up?
You can't talk yet. We haven't summoned you.
Yeah, we haven't summoned you.
What's that
Yeah.
voice from
We have to
coming
do a
within the
special
call?
Spider Lord chant.
Yeah.
The Spider Lord chant is coming. Here we go.
Lord.
7 notches.
All right, do the summoning.
Death.
By the power
By the power of people,
Power of people.
we summon
We summon Spider Lord.
Behind me. The
Darth
smoke is behind
Casey.
me. Ah,
What's up? How's it going?
He
How's
does
it going,
talk when
guys?
he does that.
It's good.
Good.
It's
he
good.
is our eyes.
It's good.
He's alright.
He is our eyes.
Casey, I feel like you got a
Your
bunch of
eyes.
really good like client horror stories.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. Oh man, what can I share that isn't just that isn't career damning? Oh, I'll share someone else's story.
All
'Cause
right. let's hear
they
that.
shouldn't have told me, and I didn't sign an NDA.
Okay.
So they were working with an artist that. Okay, let me try to make this as vague as possible because it's a good one. It's a good one.
His name was Blavid Bariev.
No, they were working with like a big artist, like a big for a concert tour, a
Gotcha.
concert tour for an artist,
Yeah.
and that artist may or may not have had political aspirations at one point,
Oh my god.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
and they kept changing aspects of the concert and told the team, "I want you to go home and read the Bible."
Oh
And then imagine all my dudes over here on your girl.
What?
Wait, what?
That's messed up.
Yeah. I heard that and it was like, oh my god,
That's combining
I
some
would have
very
quit
opposite
that job.
kind of things, like Bible plus, yeah.
Weird.
But no, I mean, I've had like I feel like I've never really had like a truly nightmarish client. I've had teams react in like really like bummed, like broken, sad moments to clients, but I don't know. I think I've always gotten really lucky with either having a good relationship with the clients and stuff that I'm working with, or having a solid producer to morally take the gut. But it always sucks when you have a person on your team who's worked really, really hard on something, especially if like a concert, and then the whole thing gets cut or thrown away.
Yeah.
Like that always sucks.
Yeah.
Or having to fire someone I always think sucks too. Like that's always my worst nightmare on a project is like having to have the conversation with either the person that they're going to get let go because they're not keeping up, or with like the person in the office who's supposed to be responsible, and then like you have to leave for a while because you don't want to have any kind of like crossover where, okay, well, you're going to let this guy or girl go, so go to lunch, we'll talk to them, they'll be gone when you get back. And it's like, yeah, it only happened a few times, but those are definitely my most feared and nightmarish moments at work.
Never had to fire anyone.
Nah.
I've never been important enough to have people under me.
Me neither. It's great.
Yeah, it is great, right?
You can fire clients.
Yeah, but you know,
I've
you
fired
just do the
some
Ariev thing. You don't sign a contract and you just ghost them.
Can't steal my car, sucker.
Trying to think if there's any other like crazy. Well, yeah, I've had a nightmare client, who's. It's like, so it's this type of person, right? This is my nightmare client, and we all know this person too, and we've all recently talked about this person, but it's like when you get that person who is overextending themselves and you're working with them, and the thing that you're working on, you're just doing it as a day job. You know, you're doing your 9 to 5 or whatever, and you're getting it through. And they're overwhelmingly impressing on you the emotional importance that this thing has to them, and expecting you to pony up and put an extra effort because this is so important to them.
Right.
Like, that's the worst. Like, it's like, no, dude, this is a day rate. This is an invoice. Like, this is not like my career and my reputation doesn't land on whether or not you get accolades from my work after this. And you got to stop texting me at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You got to stop trying to get me on Skype calls. You got to stop with like the overwhelming emotional, like basically abuse that you're throwing on the whole team trying to get us on the same page as you. Because you're the one who made the demonic contract that offered your soul in lieu of payment.
Right.
Yeah,
I sell my
those
soul.
for the glory jobs.
That was like my old
glory
boss.
jobs are the worst.
My old bosses did that. Yeah.
You have died from exposure.
Yeah. It's like this is so important though. It's like, right, but I'm just kind of like working a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, don't have the emotional attachment.
Yeah.
It's even more funny when the end product is just not even that good and they're that emotionally invested in it.
Right.
Like, this shit does not matter, guys.
Yeah.
And then 5 people watch it on YouTube when it's done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do music videos or concert stuff anymore. It's because you get in those moments, like especially on-set rehearsals for concerts. Like, not that they can happen anymore, breast COVID.
Right.
But they freaking, like, it's like the artists are always like, oh, this tour is going to be amazing. Don't you feel it? And it's like, it's 10 p.m. I feel that, like, we're getting to the point where it's going to be midnight and we're going to be talking about ordering breakfast because, you're restructuring your whole set and you don't feel that thing that goes whoosh still fits with wee.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I have a horror story from that. It was actually, and this wasn't any fault of like the person that I was working for, like for my client, but their client who we were working for was Oprah. And it was a media management nightmare. I mean, they were getting us stuff last second, and luckily I was only kind of helping out the people that were doing the media management, but we're talking like days of encoding things and media management, these large files that were just, I mean, we're talking racks of servers doing encoding, trying to knock things out in different formats and different sizes to fit different screens and everything. And there was a point, my buddy Stephen Matthew, who plays Halo with us, he was out there with me. I looked at him at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dude, like, why did I agree to this? This is like the worst. I haven't slept in days. I'm telling you, I
remember that. You were texting me and you were showing me the setup and stuff, and it looked really cool. And you're like, I haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was the media management hell. Oh man.
Good old Oprah.
But it happened. It happened though. It worked. So
I could do that when I was 20, like when I was working in motion design when I was like 21 to 23. Like I remember getting excited about like, oh, we're pulling an all-nighter. Woo! We're ordering expensive Thai food. And
Yeah,
the
it's like
pro-
a
and the
badge
produ-
of honor.
Yeah,
Right.
producers just got us beer.
Yeah,
I just had
Right.
a PA give me cigarettes.
we'll get pizza. Everyone loves pizza.
Everyone likes pizza, right?
Yeah,
Everyone likes pizza.
everyone. Yeah. Cool. Well, we got 2 callers in the wings, but we have to give you your candy.
Oh yeah, let me get them nom
Yeah,
noms.
yeah. Get them joy joys.
They're joy joy.
Are these crypto nom noms?
They're crypto nom nom.
not.
It's connecting. Hold on, man. Okay, I think we're back.
Okay,
I
we're
think
back.
We're back.
We're back.
Woof.
Nice.
Sorry, y'all. That was a crashy crash. Never had that
That
happen.
was fun.
I think it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I do like that, like when this happens, because we've got that one specific live thing.
yeah,
You know,
you're right. It worked. Yeah.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, Jeff said
The
the
joy
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 was
was
too
too
much,
much.
yep.
Yeah, but everyone's here. That's what I like. That when this new setup now, it like actually comes back. It doesn't make a new link. All right, we got 2
Right.
people waiting in the wings, so we're gonna hit them up. Let's see. Number 1. Let's see.
The RTX 3080 discussion bingo. We haven't hit that yet.
No, not.
But if I mention the 3080, do
probably
you get to
Monday.
mark that off your list? The spirits crashed you. They don't like us making fun of them.
Right.
You know, tomorrow's a blue moon.
Is it? On
Yeah,
Halloween?
tomorrow's a blue moon on
Ooh.
Halloween.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. All right, we're
Oh.
just about ready to summon. We need video.
Hold on. Don't say anything.
Hold on.
Quiet.
Yeah, don't say anything
Sit.
yet, dog.
Yeah.
You haven't been summoned.
We hear
fix
you.
my
We hear you,
settings.
spirit. Please.
You probably can't
do
hear
not
us.
speak until we can see you.
We have to tell ours too. Okay, there we go. Oh,
nice.
There we go. Can you
What's up?
can you
Get
hear
my audio
us?
working.
He can't hear us. That's what's funny.
He can't hear us.
Oh man. All right. Well, I'll set him up to summon him in the meantime.
Uh,
Let's see.
I can't hear you guys.
That's gonna be. Let's see.
Hold on.
Let me see.
Let's.
I'm gonna
redo
say
the thing.
change Skype output settings. Skype is awful.
So, in case anyone is interested,
Mhm.
I recently had an error with X particles to where when I would save, and I had an X particle set up, it would like take forever to save.
Right.
Right. And so I killed my preferences. Like I basically just deleted my preferences and let it rebuild, and it fixed the issue. So big shout out to John Bosley for helping me out in the X Particles channel.
It
but
was
I
your
think,
melange.
I think Teddy was in the Slack, and after I had figured it out, he's like, "Did you have, save export for melange or whatever?" Clicked on, and I was like, "Yes, I did," because Winbush's course tells us to do that anytime we're moving over to Unreal. And I was going through that, so I still had it clicked on. I didn't think it made a difference, but I think it did. So if for some reason this is just an obscure thing that happens, if you ever get to hello.
Okay.
Can you
there.
hear us?
All right. Turn.
Okay, yeah.
Turn your
Can you hear
phone
me this time?
sideways. Yeah. Turn your phone sideways so we get the correct. All right.
There
All
you
right.
go.
I think we're good to go. Let me save the caller thing, and we're gonna bring you in here. All right.
What up? What up?
All right. Here we go. You ready? Here comes the summoning. By the power of Winkleman,
By the beeps, beep, people.
we summon Tokyo Mix.
Mr.
What's up, yo? How's it going?
What?
You got a scary story for us? Scary client story?
Let's hear it.
Better be super spooky.
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, the one that I always reflect on is like a one that I had kind of very early on in my career. As I feel like probably the most horrifying stories tend to come from.
Yeah.
But when I was and I may have talked about this story before, but it was a very good learning experience to I was still in school. I was like a junior in college going to be a senior. So it was like my job over the summer was to work for this studio in Brooklyn where we were working on a music video for a band. And it was like, you know, a cool music video project for like a cool band. And I was like, you know, very excited about that. It was also going to be, I think, my first GG stuff. Like it was before that, I'd done like a lot of motion graphics for Vice that was like all After Effects stuff. But I'd never done like a truly like 3D job. And so I started working at this place, and it's this studio, and it's run by these two brothers. And my day rate that I was like getting at Vice and stuff was like already pretty low because I was like, you know, pretty junior at the time. But I didn't realize that it was like that low. Like I thought it was like an okay day rate, and I told them what I was getting, and they were like, "Well, we can't quite do that." And they gave me like a really low rate. So I was getting like $200 a day. After the first month, actually, the way that it was negotiated was the first month was 150 a day, and then after that they would pay me 200 a day.
Jeez.
Anyway, so I was they sort of negotiated me into that corner, and I was like, cool, that's fine. I ended up working with some other really awesome people who were also like recently out of school, or you know, there's one guy who was like a little bit more senior there who kind of just did all of their other jobs. And anyway, it was you know, kind of fun, but also kind of sketchy. Like the guys who I worked for, who were these two brothers who owned the studio, who were both directing it, they would expect us to come in at like 10 a.m. every day, but they
10 a.m.
Which is completely reasonable. That's fine. But the problem was that they didn't end up showing up every day until like 2 or 3, or sometimes later. And then
you're about to leave, and they finally see the stuff that you've been working on. And they're like, I don't like that. Let's change it.
Yeah, or they just want to like sit there and art direct you like forever, and like, you know, their whole MO seemed to be like, we're just going to take advantage of people who are like inexperienced, like just out of school, like.
I mean, yeah, I started at like $8 an hour.
Yeah, totally. And like, you know, it's understandable that like when you don't know what you're doing, like it seems great to get paid $8 an hour to do the thing that you want to do rather than getting paid $8 an hour to work retail or whatever.
For sure.
But anyway, so did that for a while. It was a total nightmare. These directors like didn't know what they wanted at all. I think part of the reason they liked hiring people really cheaply was because they could hire us for a long time and like change their minds about what they wanted like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So like for a while, the vibe was like, we're going for like what's that movie? It's like the super popular one that's like set in the desert. The Max.
Oh, Mad Max. Yeah.
Mad Max. Yeah. Sorry. So it was like that style was like what we were going for the whole time, and it was like going to take place in New York and be like this like sort of like post-apocalyptic Mad Max style. And then like halfway through the production, that was supposed to be, you know, over by that point, they're like Blade Runner came out, and they're like, oh, now we want to go with this, so we're going to completely change the look of the whole thing.
Jeez.
So we started doing that, and like at the end of the day, it's like, you know, they're paying us like to keep working, so that's fine, until a certain point where they were like, hey guys, look, like we've like, you know, used all of our budget here, and like we still got to finish the videos, so like I don't know what we're gonna do, like if you guys are gonna like, you know, have to like come in on weekends and like figure out how you can finish it, like even though we're out of budget, and like, and it was just like them trying to like convince us to work for free basically. And everybody except for me was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. I'm like, sorry, like blah blah blah, because everybody's inexperienced, and I'm just like, no, don't do that. You can't do that. they ended up like hiring one of my classmates also at the end. He did a bunch of like amazing animation work for them, but again, because they were terrible directors, like it, like wasn't exactly what they wanted. And they like told him like, hey, like we appreciate you working on this. Like we decided we're not going to use any of this stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
Oh,
we don't think we should pay you for it.
Oh, I knew that was
And, like,
coming.
He like agreed
Hate
to that too,
that.
because he again like had no experience dealing with like the business side of this stuff. But anyway, it was a very good learning experience, and the people that I like worked with there, who were not the people who owned the studio and were directing and stuff, were really awesome. And I've like made some great connections through them, and I ended up helping the guy who was the lead with them, helps find him some kind of like better job, so we didn't have to just like keep going back to them for work, which was cool. But yeah, it was a nightmare. And I would say, always the lesson from that like beginners starting off freelancing or whatever should take away, I think, is that like you should never put yourself in the situation where you like or you should avoid the situation where you are like kind of willing to do whatever to take the job with some people. Like it should always be more of a situation where they are the ones who have to kind of like sell you on the job. They have to convince you to do it. Like, obviously if it's your only option, you're in a little bit of a corner, but like most of the time it's important to, I don't know, figure out how to,
Oh boy.
Did we lose him?
Skype.
Skype.
Haunted.
Oh, there he is.
There
he is.
I got
You got a call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My dad just tried to call me out of nowhere.
It's like, son, I saw you on TV.
I see you on the YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We specifically have it in our contract now.
That's what I was gonna
that says if your client does not use the project, you still have to pay us.
You must pay this regardless if it is used for the intended purpose or not.
Purposes or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had a client basically screw us over, and that client like hurt us for basically a year. They hurt us for a year. They put us behind budget for like a year. So we were working for a whole year to try and make up for that.
We still got paid a bit, but it wasn't the original amount.
Some, but it was like half or like a third of what we were supposed to be paid.
Yeah.
And that's always like completely their fault. Like it's like them trying to, push the blame on you and like make you take the hit for it when it's like totally on them every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One thing I've always found that is helpful is, when you talk to a client, everything's so abstract. Like, what's a render? Like, what does it actually take for you to do these things? Related to building a house.
Yeah.
It's like, you're saying you wanted me to build a house, and you're like, you know what? You did a great job with the house, but you know what? I'm not moving into that house. I'm moving into another house. Well, it's like, tough crap. I built this. You're paying for this house. I don't care if you live it in or not. I built it. You're paying for my time.
Yep.
Yeah. Or if it's like, well, you wanted this house, but you know what? You actually want it to be bigger. It's like, well, I already built the foundation, and now I'm gonna have to destroy the foundation and basically rebuild from scratch.
Yeah.
So it's like when you start talking in those terms, I feel like it gets into their thick head.
I can reuse some of the lumber, but not all of it.
Right, exactly.
But we had to tear down the sheetrock.
Yeah.
The wallpaper
with the whole like, how much is this gonna cost? It's like, well, that's like asking how much is a house gonna cost. Like,
Right.
it depends on like how big you want
customizations
the
do you
house.
want?
What materials do you want? Do you want high quality materials? What's your timeline?
Yeah.
Can I build you an outhouse? I can build you an outhouse in that timeline.
Yeah, there's like a lot of good analogies with that for sure. And the one of like, there's a ton of examples of with these particular guys kind of like EV LA type director vibe things that we got from them.
I think your hand's on the microphone. There you go.
Oh, sorry.
There you
go. One thing that they like was like, now in retrospect, a red flag with them was that they were like, oh yeah, like we like know a lot about animation and like we've like, we're like kind of experts on this stuff. So you don't have to like, and then I remember at one point they we were making like an alien spaceship, like a metal spaceship, and they were like, yeah, it's not quite like working for us, like the materials, like what if you tried like putting like a little bit of like subsurface scattering on it, like which they obviously from that did not know what that meant at all.
That's so funny.
You want it to look like a candle?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just made everything worse that like they pretended they knew what they were talking about when they didn't. But
that's funny.
All right, well, we're gonna try and give you candy, and hopefully it doesn't
Yeah.
screw everything up
crash
like it did
everything.
last time. But here we go.
James Conkle in the chat asked if you all give client scene files if they ask. Like, and this
That's
is
in the
this is
contract
different-
too.
Yeah, this is different for everyone, and I say, you know, a lot of this, we could call this the Halloween, you know, spooky, scary horror stories episode, but really this episode should just be called "Get Yourself a Damn Contract" episode.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it'll cover you for 90% of the
Well,
problems
also-
that you hear with everyone.
Also push back against clients. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people just don't like to push back at all.
Yeah.
It's all based in confidence, and that's why I always say if you want to go freelance or whatever, have money saved up. So you're not always psychologically working and negotiating at a position of weakness with a gun to your head all the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much like this example I'm sure has happened to everyone when you're so busy on a project and someone hits you up and you're like, you know what, I could do this and kill myself and like triple book myself. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna throw out this obscenely large number for a
And then they
budget.
go for it.
And then you shit your pants when they say, yeah,
Right.
that's fine. I'm like, oh my god, I could
I should have been charging this all along.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I can charge that much.
Totally.
God damn it.
That still doesn't help with your sleep deprivation.
No, it
True,
doesn't,
but it's worth it.
You're getting paid a lot of money though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
money though.
But
That
money,
money
though.
though.
yeah, that's the thing. Also, I
Level
feel like never say no to a job. Just throw out whatever number
Yeah.
makes you happy to do it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I say no to
DJ's
jobs.
sinking.
Yeah.
Dave and I kind of had a thing this year where we're like, let's try and make as much money as possible. Let's not say no to any jobs, and we really haven't, you know. And we've tried to outsource as little as possible this year too, you know. So it and it was great, but we've kind of killed ourselves, you know. But
Worth
money
it,
though.
But money though.
But money though. You know.
Totally.
You know, nice little
Yeah. I mean,
Christmas
what
bonus.
else are you doing in a pandemic? Just
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
save up for those vacations you can ultimately take, hopefully,
Right.
Yeah.
sometime next year.
Yeah. Just save it for a Christmas bonus. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Nice.
Well, we appreciate you
RV.
calling in. We got another one here standing by. Have a good
Great to
Halloween.
see you, dude.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Later.
Take care.
Bye, Chris.
All right. Everything's still running. That's good, you know. Oh, it like saved. It's funny. It saved half of the turning.
I love that Yoda's casting the spell.
Now when we summon it, like it like
That's a really big baby Yoda. Where'd you get that?
My brother got it for me. Windbush has got the same one, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
it's funny when I
We're,
go to this one,
my
EJ's
kids-
flipped. See,
my
EJ's
kids-
flipped here, but he's not flipped
My-
here. Oh well.
My kids for Halloween,
Baby
my oldest was like, we were trying to figure out what he was going to be for Halloween, and he's like, what if I'm the Mandalorian and Cooper, our youngest, our baby, he's like, and
yeah.
he's Baby Yoda. I was like,
That'd be
oh my
perfect.
gosh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
idea.
so good. So yeah, they're
Tony
gonna be.
Capalilo's in the chat, and I know that
Yeah.
guy's got some shitty clients. Let's
Yeah,
get him up
Yeah.
He's
I know
he's
you
killing
cool.
himself right now on a job. He's like, this is like the third all-nighter I've pulled for this credit card company that, you know, it's
That they
like
have
not
no
that
money
much
to
money, and the deadline's tomorrow. I'm like, why do you do this? He's like, because I hate myself.
'Cause I hate myself. Yeah,
He's got no kids. He's got no
Fair.
kids. He doesn't have to
That's
worry about it.
that's true. All right, summoning another
Oh
caller.
my God!
Hold
Dinosaur
on.
Windbush!
Wait for it. Wait for
Right, I
it.
gave it away. I was too excited.
Premature Windbush. All
Shine
right.
some light on it.
All right. I think what we should probably do is when we summon this time, by the power of Windbush, we got to say what up as well.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here
Say
we
what
go.
up, what up,
What up?
up,
What
what
up?
up.
What up? What up?
By the power of Winkleman.
Windbush.
And
What up,
Wimbush
what up?
will say, what up, what up?
There we go.
What up, what up?
What up?
How's it going?
Am I there? I'm watching
Yeah.
on the live stream. Ah, there we go.
Yeah, you're
what up,
up.
what up?
How's it
I
going?
was watching it on YouTube. I was waiting for myself to come in. Forgot about the delay. Yeah.
What's going
No,
on?
This is actually Fortnite Wimbush. My Halloween
Oh,
costume
yeah.
from last year. So,
all right.
I see.
Yeah, got the, where's it at? I got the little cape and everything going on. So, yeah.
Can you floss? That's the question.
What's that?
Can you floss?
Yeah.
Do you
Maybe at
floss?
the end.
Okay, yeah.
We're
Floss
doing
while
a
you
lot
eat
of
your
dancing
joy.
with the mocap suit this week.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you. I was just
Okay.
about to ask you, what was the mocap suit? Which one were you using?
Rococo? Right?
Oh, so that one was the Rococo suit, the Rococo smart suit.
Yeah, that's supposed to be a good one.
So yeah,
Is
the
it
thing is like
easy to use?
it's easy, but you get sweaty in it. Like it's
Yeah?
like almost skin tight, and I put on so much weight during this pandemic. I'm just out there, just like like spandex Wimbush. I look like those guys that are, they do the bike rides like on those, those like Tour de France type bikes or whatever,
Yeah.
like with the tight spandex. Yeah, so I gotta start lifting weights again so I can look a little bit more muscular in there.
Yeah, I
but
know I know the feeling.
Yeah.
You
Does
gotta.
does the data come in pretty clean, like from that suit, or is it pretty? Is there a lot of cleanup?
No, so it comes in pretty clean as long
Nice.
as like it's all by Wi-Fi, and so it has to have like
Okay.
a point of contact on the ground. So as long as you have like 1 foot on the ground, it picks everything up pretty clean. But
Huh.
you
So
can
no
use it.
jumping.
Well, the thing is, if you use it with like a Vive tracking suit, because like how the Vive has the lighthouses, it
Yeah.
can actually use those lighthouses to give it like the room scale perspective that it needs
Oh,
to know
nice.
exactly where all the sensors are. So if you have like the VR headset with
That
the
improves it.
lighthouses, then you could definitely do cartwheels and jumps and all that
Oh,
crazy
that's
stuff.
cool.
But
Nice.
yeah, I have to. The crazy thing is, right before all this happened, like I sold my Vive because I have the Oculus Quest, and so like
Yeah.
I sold I had like 10 VR headsets here, so I
Right.
just started eBaying all of them. And as soon as I started getting to all this stuff, I'm like, damn.
You're like, what did I do?
Yeah, it's like I sold my
That sucks.
lighthouses. I can't use them, but yeah,
Yeah.
maybe one day.
You got any client horror stories?
Yeah, I've been listening. They're saying they're under NDA, whatnot. They can't say any names. Is that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
think
them.
maybe.
Yeah.
That's them. Say whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, say maybe I name drop. I don't give a damn.
I'm
So
gonna risk.
I got.
I'm gonna risk client.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were telling me. You didn't tell me the story because you're saving it, but you were telling me about this last night.
So I got 2 stories. I'll save that one for the very end because that one's more funny than a horror story. But the
Okay.
first one, I'll just throw it out there. Like I was very green in the industry. I was probably like 2 to 3 years in, and I got to work on a commercial with Lindsay Lohan, and I was still like a junior artist at the time. This is when Lindsay Lohan had like the DUI charges, and she was like stealing over in Beverly Hills, and like she was like a complete mess. So this is the trashed out Lindsay Lohan version.
My
that you can
favorite.
think of. But for some, like I don't want to give too much information about the client out there, but for some reason there's this fashion company out in Europe that I guess they didn't know what was going on because they made her the face of their product out there. And so one of the companies I was working for, they hired them to do the commercial because Lindsay's local here in Southern California. And so we had a green screen shoot set up and everything for her. And she was 3 hours late to the green screen shoot. Like we showed up an hour early just to, do the prep and everything at the studio. She was 3 hours late. And then when she got there, she had like all this crazy gold jewelry. Like we gave her assistant like a list of stuff not to wear during the green screen shoot, just so you don't get reflectings and all that crazy stuff. But she showed up with all this jewelry on, and we're like, okay, fine, can you take it off? And she's like, no, this is like it's all locked on me. Like you need a special key to get like this gold bracelet off and this necklace and stuff, which I never heard of before. But I'm sorry, no, she was dead serious.
Oh wow!
Because we looked and her bracelet, it was like a gold bracelet and it had a lock on it, so you couldn't take it off at all.
That's weird, dude.
It's like
It was
she
probably given to her for a movie or something, and then she just ran off with it. And then they like locked it on so she wouldn't steal it.
By the way,
like give that back, like I can't. Yeah, it's like,
That's
but
funny.
no, the crazy part was so she lived up in the hills somewhere, and she had a personal assistant. So we had to send the assistant to her estate to go get the key to be able to unlock this jewelry that she had on. And she lives, I mean, you know, with like Southern California traffic, I mean, it's easily like a 2-hour drive, especially going through Hollywood and stuff. So we had to wait like another basically 2 hours for him to go get the key, come back to be able to unlock the jewelry. And at that point, we're already like 5 hours in and we didn't even like shoot nothing. So everybody's just, you know, mentally drained and all this crazy stuff. And the people from across seas are like, what's going on? What's going on? It's like, you should have known what she was getting into. What you're getting into when you hired her to be, you know, the face of this. But yeah, that was a fun early Wimbush story in Hollywood.
Nice.
Reminds me of one that somebody told us one time that we definitely cannot tell, but it was a similar situation, having to wait for somebody to go get things in traffic. Yeah, we can't talk about it though. We'll tell you off the air.
I remember. I'm curious if. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we can't talk about
Basically, they had a shoot, you know, and then that person was supposed to bring some of their equipment with them, you know, and this person was very much a diva, you know, and it was in San Francisco, so they had to drive an hour, drive back an hour, you know. And then the equipment that they bought was too small for them, so they had to go back and get some dough, you know. And so then they finally start shooting, and this person is like, I got like 2 more takes in me. And we're like, what? We booked you for the whole day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your other one?
All right, so the last one is I worked at Warner Brothers there for a couple of years, so I got to be there firsthand when Charlie Sheen had his breakdown. So like all the Tiger Blood stuff and all that stuff of that nature, like I was there for like all of that. So, and just like I'm into like anime and video games, I don't watch too much TV and I don't pay attention to too much pop culture. So I had like no idea what the heck was going on at the time, and I'm just sitting at my desk and I'm working, and we get like this red alert email to our company email, and it's like everybody has to come to the conference room. There's an urgent matter on hand. And so everybody's like, you know, what the heck's going on? We go meet up. There's like the top brass of the companies there. And they're like, we're sure you guys know about the situation going on. And if any of you guys come across Charlie Sheen at all, don't look him in the eye. Just go to the don't approach him at all. Don't look him in the eye. Don't acknowledge him at all. Just go to the nearest security guard and let them know. What? And I'm just like, you know, I asked, I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, Charlie's not going to be on 2.5 Men anymore. There's been some internal problems going on there. And he's been circling the lot trying to get onto the soundstage. Oh my God. Like he was going to like the different, because you know on the Warner lot there's like multiple different entrances there, and I guess he was driving around trying to get onto the lot for whatever reason. But they're like, yeah, he's been trying to come onto the lot. So if anybody sees him, don't make any eye contact or anything. Just go tell the nearest security guard.
Do not look Charlie Sheen in the eyes.
But I thought that was the funniest part, where they're just like, don't look him in the eye. Just
if you don't move, he won't see you either.
If you don't move, he won't see you.
T-Rex.
Definitely don't run away. He'll just chase.
I guess it's with all that tiger blood or whatever. He's just
Throw rocks.
Funny.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, that was probably one of my funnest moments. But yeah, I got a ton of celeb stories like that, just off the chain. But I don't want to throw myself out there too much, just because in case this gets out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when you're running for office, you know.
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
James in the chat room says off topic, but everybody should get the Stop Being Afraid of Houdini course if you're remotely interested, working through it, and it's great.
And the what up?
And yes, and you should get Creating the Unreal by Wimbush.
While I got you here, let me ask you this, because I ran into this issue, and I'm curious if you've run into this issue as well. I was using X Particles, and every time I would save the project, like it would take forever to save, you know? And someone had mentioned that when you click on the save assets for Melange or whatever, like maybe that was causing the issue. Have you had that happen before?
No, but honestly, I haven't touched X Particles in like a year.
Okay.
So,
it's funny.
It's just one of those things.
I was trying to figure out how to, as stupid as it is, I never use X Particles in standard renderer. So I was like, how do you like render a particle, you know.
Yeah.
And so I started googling it,
yeah.
and one of your one of your tutorials came up with the
Nice.
oh
Oh,
no, I
nice.
was doing the XP foam, and one of your tutorials.
Oh
came
yeah.
up. So yeah.
Yeah, I was
Tutorials.
heavy into XP when I first started, but it's just I kind of got bummed out when they announced the GPU acceleration earlier in the year at the Vertex Fest, and then I was waiting for that update to come out, and XP finally updated, and there was no type of GPU anything in there, and I'm just like, cause it's like these simulations get heavy. It's only
Yeah,
CPU
it's
based,
about
and
freaking time, man. for
I
them
know.
to
yeah,
get
you
that
can
in there.
cache your simulations forever. And I'm just watching Houdini people out there like, hey, look what I could do, and they're like flying through all these particles and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I can't
Hopefully,
be
it's coming.
waiting on these small scale simulations anymore.
That's
So
why TFT and RealFlow are the best.
Yeah, TFT.
oh,
is
you
so
use
great.
RealFlow?
Yeah, RealFlow for C4D is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I
much
like-
faster and better at water than XP.
Yeah.
I like RealFlow as well.
Can you do large scale simulations in there? Because like I was working
I've
on
had
a show
sims
and
go up to like 250 gigs before, and it still
oh really?
goes. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the time when I got XP, I needed to simulate like oceans and boats going
yeah.
through the water and all this stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
XP is like just
RealFlow
chugging,
is
like,
so much better
chugging.
at that for
Yeah.
sure.
RealFlow is great. I've used it many times, and because it's got the GPU acceleration, it's like it goes so fast.
So
I've never done full ocean sims for that kind of stuff. I just use Hot4D, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed boats to go through, like cut through the water. You know,
Oh,
how
yeah,
it
just like a
splits up
little
the front
sim
hull,
around the
and
boat.
yeah. So, but yeah, XP was always struggling with that, so I was looking for alternatives, but I totally forgot about RealFlow.
Yeah. I think the how expensive is the Maxon the C4D plugin one? I don't know. I was the cool thing is they give you 30 days free trial, you know, so you can like try it out. The crappy part is it gives you a pop-up every like 10 minutes saying, "This is the trial version. Would you like to upgrade? This is the trial version." It's like, ugh. Come on. I'm just trying to, you know.
Do they sponsor artists? I wrote a RealFlow hat.
Yeah, there you go.
For a copy of RealFlow, I'll wear some RealFlow attire.
If they do, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll jump on that bandwagon too.
Cool. Well, we got to give you your candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, without crashing.
My wife will kill me. I'm supposed to be on a diet.
Well, it's virtual
I just
candy.
Yeah, it's virtual candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I just had In-N-Out last night. It's not part of the diet. Yeah.
Well, here we go. There you go. Get yourself a Joy. You gotta grab it.
Happy Joy.
Grab it through the internet somehow, or just munch on it there. Give us a munch.
Yeah.
Crypto art candy.
Yeah, it's crypto candy.
Crypto candy.
Yeah.
All right, so should I go out with Orange Justice? What Fortnite dance should I do?
I don't know. Whatever we can see in the mirror. Something that's more
whatever we
like
can
top
see.
heavy, you know?
Yeah.
I'll stand here. I'm on a standing desk. I'll move it back a little bit and stand back. And then
Oh boy. Here we go.
There you
do the
go.
chanting out. So
Really need a little
Later.
music for this.
let's see if
Flossing time.
Here we go.
Whee!
Oh yeah.
Oh snap.
I love it. I love it.
All right. See you later.
Peace out.
All right. What we got here? All right. I don't know if anybody else is gonna call in. I did get a video from who is it from? From McCarthy. Let me see. I've got a little note from him here. If I can find
All right,
it.
fellas. I'm gonna get back to work, but good chatting with you guys.
You too.
Later.
All right, take care.
Smash tournament
Joe.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe McCarthy sent this in. He was the winner of the Monkey Legs contest.
Oh, nice.
The infamous
That's
Monkey Legs
amazing.
contest. And
A contest that nobody entered because it shouldn't have existed in the first place.
I entered.
yeah, we had a music video when it was done. We had enough for
That's
that.
true. I know.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Too bad.
So let's see, where is it? Halloween greeting. This is actually something that he sent in, and it's an animation he made last year. And I'll try and bring it up. Ooh, a little I guess it just autoplays. No big deal. I'll bring it up here. And I remember seeing this last year because I was a little bit jelly because I saw it and I was like, man, I want to make a Halloween animation. So here it is.
That's cool.
Noise.
And he said, I try to catch your podcast as often as I can. Let me cancel this here. You recently mentioned if anyone has a Halloween animation, send them in. I do more industrial things, but I love to sculpt and do more organic fun things too. And then he said, by the way, I won your monkey legs contest last year. I was like, yeah, I remember you, bro. So
I remember.
So do we want to talk, or do we want to tell our client horror stories before we head out?
Sure.
We'll see if anybody hits us up. Remember, Mograph calls if you want to call in. Mograph calls. Just look us up. If you can't find it, just hit us up on the old Instagram, and we'll send you a link to call in. But oh, actually, wait. Oh no, that's not a call. Okay, so
No, yeah.
Where'd EJ go?
I don't know. I've got one about
Did
this,
he go jogging?
this spot.
Yeah, go for it.
So do you have the spot in the chat? I just sent it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me bring it up here. Where's my mouse? Got too many screens.
I'm gonna get traumatized just watching this.
Oh, I remember this. I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Then I can decide if I want them to poke out a little bit more or in, just to kind of change the kind of shadows you get.
What am I hearing?
And then this handle is
What
just
am
too
I- yeah, what
rounded.
is
I
that?
want a little flatter. So I'm gonna grab
Is
all my
EJ's
points,
computer playing something?
move my axis
EJ?
point, just so it's sitting right at the back. So I'm going to scale it in just to get a little bit
Are you-
flatter shape.
what am I
This
hearing?
What is
negative
that?
space is just the shape
Oh,
I'm
that's
looking for.
funny.
That's not me.
No, that was me. So Vimeo does this thing. If you leave Vimeo playing for too long and it's on mute, it'll just
Oh, does it
unmute
autoplay?
itself.
What?
It'll just
That is BS.
it drives me nuts because I can't leave anything up on mute.
Sounds
You-
like
to
one
mute
of
the
my
site.
NAB presentations where I played a video on YouTube and then like forgot to
unmute it.
to stop it, and it just kept
Oh.
auto playing, and then just like people screaming. I'm like, what the hell? And I
Yeah.
just thought it was someone from another booth, because you know how the other booths
Right,
around Maxon booth, they play things so loud, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
No, that's
and
why I
someone's
leave
like,
these
your
tabs
YouTube
muted.
auto plays on. I'm like, oh shit.
That's why I
You
go
just
up.
assumed it was you on a call with a client or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and you had it on speaker.
If you
Right.
right click on a tab, you can say mute site, and I usually mute
There.
the site. You know.
I'm gonna grab these points.
See,
down
I
and just drag
unmuted
them
it. There's
down, just get
another
it
one
going,
playing.
get it going.
Oh my
Kinda
god.
getting a bit
I
too
did not
smooth.
know about the mute site thing. Good
Yeah.
pro tip.
Yeah, it's very.
Do they do that on Firefox too?
I don't know. I don't know why you use Firefox.
Good.
All right, I'm playing this now.
All right, so this was from
Chrome doesn't work for me.
Right clicking on the tab.
so this spot.
Uh-huh.
Mute site.
I did this in 2013. It's this pancreatic cancer running shoe spot that I agreed to for like a flat rate of $3,000, which at the time I thought was great because it was extra money on top of my full-time job, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also the problem because I was moonlighting, so all the extra hours on it were in addition to the 40 hours a week that I was already working. And I think I put like a couple hundred hours into it within 2 to 3 weeks.
God.
So I was just like so sleep
$3 an hour.
deprived and insane. Also, it was like a takeover job for some other person that, you know, failed at the job
I was
entirely.
like, F this.
Had
and
that
go.
before.
Yeah, and it was like I had this local client in Charlottesville, and then he was working for an ad agency in New York, and they didn't even know the animator had changed. So they were like, "Why is this all late?" They were angry the whole time, you know. And my immediate client in Charlottesville was like totally unsympathetic to that. He was asking for fast, cheap, and good all at once.
Right.
He was like, "Hey, man, I thought you knew it was going to be like a lot of all-nighters." So I started just getting like so sleep deprived and crazy at one point that I calculated how much my hourly rate had dropped based on the number of hours I'd already worked on the job and the flat rate that I was
It was
getting.
like $3, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was super low, but I was like, but I was so tired that I did the calculation totally wrong and sounded like a complete crazy person. Then to make matters even better, I dashed off another angry email to him saying how the fact that I'd failed at the calculation was proof that I was losing it thanks to his stupid job.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think like.
Well, then he ghosted him, and they stole his car.
Then I ghosted him, and yeah. And I stole his car.
Yeah, he stole his car.
But yeah, I think we all have like, those kind of stories of early in our career making very bad choices and having terrible boundaries with clients.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I have so I call it, and I've mentioned this a few times, I call it Steve's Law, right?
Oh yeah.
You got Moore's Law and whatever. This one's Steve's Law. Steve's Law is that anytime you are about to leave for vacation or you're about to be out of the office for a few days, Steve always calls and needs it done immediately.
Always.
I've had that happen a few times in the past few weeks where it's like they'll send me something. Yeah, or end of the day on Friday, 5 o'clock, Oh, can we get this Monday? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, but the worst is when, you've got a good relationship with someone, and then they just start taking advantage more and more.
Yeah, the friend jobs can be the worst.
Yeah, it's like, can I get this? Can I get this tomorrow? It's like, but you just sent this to me, and I've got 4 other clients in front of you. No. But okay.
Thomas said that there's a holiday card that they were doing, and one of his co-workers pulled our holiday card that we did as reference from a couple years ago.
Oh really?
Thomas, funny. If it's the Thomas I'm thinking of from back in the day, OG Mograph days, used to be in Dallas. He used to be in Dallas. We hung out like once or twice.
I've got like 2 more, but I'll just do one for now.
Yeah, do it.
This one's short. So I worked for Boyd Tinsley back in the day, and he's the violinist for Dave Matthews Band, and he was making a movie, and it was a pretty weird movie. It was kind of like this 50-minute music video, but I would go over to his place in Charlottesville, to his like weird dark man cave, at like 2 a.m., which is when we work on the movie.
Looked like this room, right?
It was a lot darker and creepier. It was proper Halloween fare. Like all the couches and things were just like black. And he wore shades in the dark. He would never take off his shades.
His future's so bright, that's why.
Yeah, right. So I would he had these like mason jars of weed, right? Like just massive jars of weed, and he'd mix them together and make cocktails. And every time it was a new way to smoke it. It was like a vaporizer. It was something he coined, the lifesaver, and like all this weird shit. So I would get I was not smoking weed except over at his place to like fit in, right? And I would get so freaking high, and then I'd have to work on his film. And then I'd have to drive home at 4 a.m. and try my hardest not to hit all the deer on these winding country roads back to my house for like 20 minutes. It was terrifying. I could have easily died or killed someone. Don't drive drunk or high, people.
Yes.
And so one night I got so high that I broke the edit in the film, and I was blaming the sound guy for like 30 minutes because I was just convinced it wasn't me. It wasn't this freaking high kid up here. It was the sound guy. It was the cops that did it. Luckily, Boyd was even more high than me, so he had no clue what was happening. He didn't notice at all. But yeah, after that, I was just determined to never get high while working ever again, because it's not fun. You know, it's like you're trying to concentrate and you can't enjoy yourself. It's just like you feel impaired. So the next time I went over to his place, he passed me a joint, and I was like, I'm good, man. He was like, oh, you good? And he got like really aggressive. And the whole night he was like accusing me of being hyper and too fast and annoying. I was annoying him because I was going too fast.
You should have just pretended.
I should have.
Yeah.
And at one point he even said that he didn't think I was like creatively valid. I wasn't able to be creative unless I was high, so I was screwing everything up. So yeah, needless to say, that was the last time I ever went over there.
You know, I have a similar thing. a very similar thing, and you just reminded me of it. This is way back. This is OG days when I was, gosh, I don't even know what year this was. Maybe 19. This is like 2000. Okay, and my friend hooked me up with this dude who wanted some help with his Avid system, and this is back when like people just didn't nonlinear edit at their house. It wasn't a thing, right? So he hooked me up with this guy. He said he needs help with his Avid. You know Avid, right? I'm like, yeah, I can help him. So I met up with him at the local Sheridan Hotel, where I went to the bar, and I sit down, and one of his associates is there, and it's this dude who is like completely a stereotype, like decked out in gold chains and all of this stuff, hairy chest sticking out of the shirt, the whole deal, right? And we talk, and the guy that we're waiting for to talk to about this is running super late, so we have a couple beers, we play some pool, we sit down, and then finally this guy shows up, and he's got a mini DV cam, which were brand new at the time, right? And he comes up, didn't even introduce himself, right? Shows up, runs in there. He's like, hey, you want to see some footage of some monkeys doing it? And he was like, he had just been to the zoo, right? So I sit down and I talk to him for a while. He tells me what's going on. He's having a problem with this, and he needs me to come over. And so he wants me to follow him to his place. So I go over there. It's super, super, super nice place, right? Like rich, like you know, he drives his Porsche up to the front, the whole thing. And you know, looking back on it now, and the fact that it was in Plano, Texas, I'm pretty sure he was a heroin dealer, and that's why he had all that money. But we go in, and there is a bed with like a cover and everything on it on the floor in the middle of the living room, and I'm like, that's weird. And so then we go into the back, and we're working on this thing, and of course he does the same thing. He tries to hand me a little rolly roll, you know, and that's the first problem, because that just puts your head in a different place, and you're trying to figure stuff out. So I'm trying to help him fix this, and he's like, look, when I play this, and he starts playing, and it was really weird because it was the guy who had the gold chains, and he's like sitting in a hot tub and like talking, and then this woman comes in, and I'm realizing that he is trying to edit a porn.
That makes sense.
I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I get the bed in the middle of the living room now. So yeah, not much happened after that, because I kind of fixed it pretty easy. And then of course, you know, he ordered pizza because we had the munchies, and then we hung out after that. But after I left, I'm like, that's definitely a drug dealer making a porn. So I kind of distanced myself after that. So
I have a similar story. So
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get the next person on the line while you say that.
While I'm telling the story.
Yeah.
So you know, I went to the Art Institute, you know, and it was meh. I wouldn't recommend it over going to like a traditional school or just learning on your own. But one thing that they you know pushed very strongly is that they've got job placement, and they've got a job board, and so you can just go up to the job board and you can find a job, and you can like, you know, whatever. So I saw this one job, you know, and it said looking for a cameraman, you know, must have their own camera. So I was like, all right, I'm a cameraman. I've got a digital 8 camera, you know, I can shoot some stuff. So I call this guy up, and he's like, yeah, so we're shooting this TV show all about like tattoos and stuff like that, and getting tattoos. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, can you be at this tattoo shop at this time this night, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, cool. So I meet him. Another person from the Art Institute comes, where they had told, you know, they had taken like a mini DV camera, and so we had like a 2-camera shoot of this one person getting a tattoo. It was this girl, and she was getting like a Playboy bunny on her lower back or something, right? And she kept pushing it was like the dude was the producer or whatever was paying for the tattoo, but she kept on pushing the person, the tattoo artist, away while she was getting, because it hurt so bad, right? I was like, this is really awkward. I don't know what's going on. So after we got it all done, I was like, yeah, this is some pretty good footage, blah, 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 you know, my digital 8 camera. And he's like, oh, this is great. You know, do you edit as well? I was like, yeah, I edit. And so he gave me all of his master tapes. Right? It's like all of his master tapes. And so like I took them all. He's like, yeah, can you edit some of this stuff together? So I start looking at it. It's like he's just interviewing a bunch of women in strip clubs and stuff like that. And then, you know, I'm like, okay. So the next time we go to shoot, and at no point did we ever discuss money or anything like that. I just assumed I would keep track of stuff and then send him an invoice or something, you know. And so I do this like 2 or 3 more times where I go out to these like tattoo shops and we take video of someone getting a tattoo, and eventually he starts bringing these strippers who he wants to be on-camera talent, you know, who are terrible on-camera talent, you know, who kept saying, we're live here at this tattoo. I'm like, we're not live. We're not live. We're live here. It's like, no, we're not live. Don't say live. You know, we're not live. And so finally, it got to the point where I was like, dude, you got to pay me. I'm just trying to pay my car payment. I need like $300. Give me like $300. And I was like, well, we haven't really produced anything yet. I'm like, yeah, but I've been out here working for you for like, you know, 4 weeks or a month or something like that. And I was in the tattoo shop, and I've gotten to know the tattoo guys really well, you know. And they're like, yeah, dude, you need to pay them. You need to pay them. And this whole time he's like, oh, but I'll how about I get you some of these passes, like they're guest passes to the strip club and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll take the passes, but still, you got to pay me, you know? It's like, finally, I was like, nope, sorry. He's like, I need my master tapes back. I'm like, I'll give you your master tapes back when you pay me. Mm-hmm. So he ended up losing everything he had ever shot because he would not pay me just like $500.
Wow.
Hey, you stood your ground.
Good job, man.
Yeah, good job.
Well, the only reason I did is because, you know, I was in there with 2 gigantic, burly, you know, tattoo artists who I had befriended and knew that guy was just a total dickbag.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got 2 more callers before we call it a day. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I think we're good.
Thanks for everyone who has showed up in the chat and has showed up, you know, for these shows are
things.
just fun to do, you know.
Yeah, they are.
And thanks EJ and Aria for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us, man.
I know you all are busy doing stuff and things. So. All right, let's summon the next one. You ready?
Yep.
By the power of Winkleman.
By the power invested in me by the state of Texas.
We summon
Tony
Capolino.
What's
up?
What's up, man?
What's happening, guys?
How you doing?
I know you got some horror stories, bro.
Yeah. David's bailed me out a few times, actually. Including this job I'm working on right now. It's ridiculous. But it's funny, he's like, yeah, early on in your career, you make these sacrifices and you do all these stupid things. I go, what are you talking about? Early on?
I'm still doing
it. 30 years later, I went to bed at 6 a.m. yesterday.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it either. It's just
I said it's because you don't have kids.
Yeah, that's true. It helps. At least that helps.
If I didn't have any kids, I tell you my schedule would be all sorts of crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But this is one of those projects that I do this all the time. It's like, oh, okay, well, especially since pandemic hit, you guys were talking about earlier. You just take whatever jobs you want to take just to pay the mortgage and everything. And this job came in, and it wasn't for a lot of money, but I was like, okay, I can get experience doing high-tech product lighting. Mm-hmm. I've never had a chance to do that, which actually kicked my ass. But David helped me render a few of the shots, and they look pretty spectacular. So I got that under my belt now, at least. I got a little bit of experience with that. But for the most part, it was the deadline seemed reasonable when a client approached me for the job.
Seemed reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But then his client needed to do voiceover, and we couldn't do any of the editing until we had the voiceover, and they didn't get that done until last Tuesday. And the deadline was yesterday, and we're still.
I hate that.
Yeah, so I was doing all the previs, I was coming up with the ideas and lighting tests, but I couldn't start any of the actual camera moves and the product shots. And then once all that was locked in, we had to do all the tech lighting and everything on it. So it literally became a marathon at the last couple of days, and I've seen the sun come up every day.
That's the worst. It's like waiting on the client. It's like, yeah, I can get that done by this date. That's very reasonable, as long as you do X, Y, Z. And then they don't do X, Y, Z, and they still expect it to do that date.
Exactly.
Yeah. the joke David and I made the other day is fast, good, and cheap. Pick all three.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's been a marathon, but I mean, it's a good experience.
I don't know how you do that because physically I can't even do that anymore. Like if I'm running on less than like 6 hours of sleep, I'm so tired that my efficiency just goes down to almost zero. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna sleep now.
You were talking sleep deprivation earlier, and it's true. It's like I can't form a sentence right now. I'm literally sitting there in After Effects after I'm trying to bring all the Octane renders in, and I'm just like, okay, what? Where's what? And I just normally it's like pop, 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 but now I'm just like, I think.
Yeah.
I got really lucky in that so I got this from my dad. Like I can basically sleep 4 hours and I'm good.
Weird.
You know,
Wow.
I'll be a little tired. If I get 6 hours, I'm golden. You know.
Yeah. Well, I did years. I was doing 3 hours a night for years on a project.
Dude,
because
that's
I
messed up.
film project, and it was just like crazy amount of green screen. There was like maybe 20 minutes of the movie was green screen shots, and it was just up every night just doing and trying to get everything done. And I remember thinking, I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm getting too old to stay up and pull these hours like this. But the next job comes along and I'm still doing it again. So I think it's just in my DNA to just be like,
it's
because the level
the firefighter sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a firefighter? They sleep the weirdest schedules.
Yeah. So like on 3 days off 4, but then like 72
Dude,
hours.
it makes me worried about you though, because you had like, can you want to talk about like your, I don't know what
Do you want
was
to talk
it?
about your health problems?
No,
you
I'm
don't
serious.
want to talk about your health problems.
I think we talked about it on the last.
Yeah, we did.
Mograph show. But yeah, I had a stroke a couple years ago. Yeah. After working on a project back to back.
Oh man.
And then like the project was over, I was like, oh good, relief. And then it's like, you get the flu or COVID, you're done with the job.
Right.
And well, I just happened to have a mini stroke when I was done with the project, but fortunately fully recovered from it. But you think you'd learn, you think you'd get better health habits and eat more and eat better. But I mean, I haven't shaved in like, this is ridiculous. It's like, I don't think I've taken a shower in a week. It's just trying to get to the job. So like none of that happens. The only thing I'm doing differently now is I'm not just pounding the Red Bulls like I used to do.
That's good. That's good.
That's at least a bit better.
I still haven't cut down on that.
These stories suck. I hate hearing them. Something needs to change in this industry where this is happening because
personal choices too, though. It's like
your choices.
At this point in my career, I could choose to turn these jobs down, but for some dumb reason, I don't.
Yeah. Well, my when I hear stuff like that where you had a stroke and stuff, that hits me like personally because my uncle was working at he worked at NBC or ABC in Manhattan, and he was trying to go freelance, so he was moonlighting. He had a stroke and died.
Man.
This is where I'm just like, man, we got to stop doing this shit to ourselves because it's not funny. It's not it's not glorified. Like it's just we just take care of yourself, Tony.
You got to get that MoFit website
like
going.
that, like there was someone else, I forget his name, but someone else in the Mograph industry that was pretty well known After Effects artist. He also had a stroke, and it's just like, man, we gotta stop doing this to ourselves, health is all you got, like Richard Finley.
Yeah, for sure. Sleep is the biggest thing.
Take care
And the
of
worst
yourself,
part
man.
is like the client list used to be up here, and now I'm doing lower tier work, but I'm working just as hard as I've ever worked on it, just because I don't know any better. It's like good enough is not good enough, it's got to be perfect or I can't. Like I was like up last night, the client didn't even notice, but I'm like, oh, this got it's starting to band when you compress it, so I need to add a little more grain in there, and that's just my own personal thing that I bring to it, because ultimately my name is going to be attached to it no matter who's going to see it. Nobody's ever going to even see this commercial I'm working on. It's an internal video for a tech company, but it's the quality. It's going to be on my demo reel. You guys are going to see it, and you're going to judge me by it too.
We will. We need to stay
So I
on
hold
this late
myself
hour.
to that standard. So even if the client project isn't great, my standards aren't.
You don't
aren't
have
gonna-
to put every project on your reel, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how? Yeah, it's like Buck or the Mill. You only see their best work. You don't see all the
But-
garbage they put out. So
And
if they're not
David-
paying for high quality, don't give them high quality.
Yeah, just call
That's
it. Be like,
true.
this one's for the money.
Yeah.
And David knows
it's not worth it. If you end up having a stroke and your whole left side of your body can't move anymore, was it worth it? No, for your pride.
Was it worth it, Tony?
Girls.
No, for your pride, like
But I died with a great demo reel.
if
Yeah.
you want to kick your own ass on something, do it for a personal project, not some freaking client work,
Yeah.
man, that they're not even paying for. Like, don't do it, man.
100%.
And then at that point, if you just bang out these cheap client gigs and then you have more time to do your own thing, you can work on whatever you want to add to your reel, wherever skill set you want to demonstrate that you have to get different work or more high paying clients, you know.
I think the problem is I'm not motivated to do personal projects, so I throw my all into
So you put all your all
Right.
in
Kind of
yeah.
that way too.
Because that's where
I never do personal.
But the
work.
thing is, though, is that when you put in all your passion to these client projects that have firm deadlines, that's when you get in trouble. Versus if it was a personal project, unless you're Beeple, you know, like just fucking set a deadline, man. You would never get it done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you burn out on the client stuff, and then you don't have any desire to do your own stuff at all.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and that's why you don't burn yourself out on client work, that you can't even have time to do work on stuff that you enjoy, or you know, something I kind of preach in the course that I just wrapped up for School Motion is that, you know, why are we doing personal projects for like fake Nike ads or some shit? Like, let's do stuff for like, what's a cause or something that, you know, rings true to like something in your heart, or something that you like, a cause or something that you want to help promote. Like, put it towards that or something. Like, get some positive vibes out there with, you know, and put your talents to that kind of work.
100%.
Or check out this cool Nike inflation Houdini sim for no reason.
Soft bodies.
Yeah, Barton's gonna get that gig anyway, so don't even try.
Yeah, I know.
Right. My buddy Thanos.
There you go.
Well, I saw Matthias is waiting to get on, and I feel like bad I bumped Matthias. So
Oh no, you're fine.
Seriously,
All
Tony,
right,
take care of yourself, and thank you for
Thanks,
the secret
DJ.
project you helped us out with.
Secret project.
We
You
really,
bet.
really appreciate that feedback, man.
I'm glad I could finally
project.
be added to the list of the secret helpers. So like I hear you guys working with each other. I'm like, how come no one ever calls me to help? And now I feel
No, it
proud.
was great. It was great feedback. Thank you so much. It
you're
turned out
welcome.
really awesome.
We don't know how to logo. EJ did a great,
Don't
as
know
good
how
of
to
a job
logo,
as
no.
he could.
Like, I don't logo. Here's a logo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great logo. I just brought some.
No, it was good that like when you
like,
don't design logos, you don't keep those things in mind, like you said. So like now that I've seen that, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm looking at logos, and I'm like, does this really line up? Like, that's stupid. Like, why did they do that? You know?
Yeah, and it's just kind of like a visual feng shui too. You kind of look at it's like, what doesn't feel right about this? It's like, oh, these things are out of alignment. They're that thing. If you just, so I didn't even change the logo. I just kind of like shifted lines so they flowed better, and it's just
But it's a
thing.
huge difference.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
man.
I'm glad you think so. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You bet.
Don't forget
And,
your Joy Joy.
Secret project.
I'll call
Everybody check
James
out-
James next time. we
Eat your
meet.
Joy Joy. You gotta eat your Joy Joy.
I'm gonna sign off with everybody. Check out Mank coming to Netflix. David Fincher film. Check out the poster.
All right.
Tony did the poster.
Did the
Nice,
poster,
dude.
and I designed the opening title crawl sequence in the film.
So you're part of the reason why we're not getting Mindhunter season 3.
I just for hire, dude. I'm just
Eat your Joy Joy. You gotta eat your Joy Joy bar. Get your candy.
All right, guys.
It's below
great to
you.
see you.
Skeleton arms getting
do I-
tired.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right, good.
There you go. Nom 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 nom.
Thank
I
you.
was looking.
Bye, Tony.
See you guys.
Take care. All right. Last one. I'm gonna get on the
Last
line
one.
here.
Save the best for last.
Best for last, y'all.
Get the guru in here.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Getting it set up. Whew. This has been fun, y'all. Enjoying it.
Yeah, man.
Fun, y'all.
Yeah.
It's fun, y'all.
Fun, y'all.
So, did you guys like get candy for Halloween that you're gonna give out? Do you have any clever social distance ways
Yeah.
to?
Oh my god.
Wait,
Oh my
hold
God.
on. We gotta summon.
Hold on.
You gotta
Wait.
summon.
Do my camera right.
Oh yeah.
Do my camera.
Where'd your camera go?
Yoda's summoning again.
Camera disappeared.
There we go.
Gotta get the
By
Yoda.
the power of Winkleman.
We don't have
His
him yet.
army of
There we go.
people.
Okay, hold on.
People's people.
All right, now we're good to go. Let me start the summon. The summoning. By the power of Winkleman.
And his army of people's people.
Yes, the things of Winkles. But the Winkles and
We
Tinkles.
summon
The Tinkles
Matthias.
The Winkle Tinkles.
What's up, man?
Happy Halloween, nerds.
Happy Halloween, nerds.
Happy Halloween, nerds.
You didn't cut your hair, did you?
No.
Is it pulled back?
No.
I just pulled it
Got
back.
that
from my-
man. Got
okay.
that
I was
man
about
bun.
to say.
It scared me too.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, you usually can't see the horns with the hair.
That's trademark.
So-
You can't get rid of that.
Right?
Yeah,
Trademark.
Yeah.
that's yeah, great show.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. It's got a kind of a late '80s local television station TV funhouse
Yeah.
vibe. I kind of like it. Yeah.
TV fun house.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you have any client stories?
I do. This is actually pre-Mograph. This is in the days of web design. Because I learned the hard lessons in web design. So then when I got into the world of Mograph, I was somewhat protected. You know, there was some things that I was like, you know what? When I go into this, because I always wanted to get here. It was like, oh, video games, movies, and doing graphics and VFX was like something my heart was set on. And I was like, oh, it took me forever, you know, until Andrew Kramer and Cinema 4D. And then I was like, okay, cool, I can get into it. But before then, I was in web design. And it was kind of like a family friend help type situation, if you guys ever been that, where then, you know, by the end of the project, they're definitely no longer a family friend.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, so, and it was a web design project. And it was like, all right, it's going to be over like the course of like 3 months. And it's just like $1,500, and it's just a website.
3 months for $1,500.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but
God.
it was like, but that's why it's like leisurely, right? So
Right.
it's not a rush. Yeah, so it's like leisurely. And by the end of the first month, I remember that I was like already done with web design. And I mean, I had like 10 years of doing different clients, but it was just little horrible design decisions along the way that just took a long time to move something a couple pixels. They were just like, oh, they were just total just pixel pushers. And I was like, no, just like, and it was just bad decision after bad decision.
Yeah.
Where I remember I was up, it was like 2 or 3 a.m. one time, because they're like, oh, I need to show something, I need something updated. So it was like, oh, it's 3 months, but then of course it keeps getting cut tighter, and then they need to show their boss something sooner. So it was like, okay. By the end of it, I remember it was like a 3 a.m. night, and I was just staring at my computer and looking at HTML, and I was like, I hate this. I hate them. I was looking and I was hating the program. And I was like, I don't ever want to do this ever again. Like, I will hire somebody all the time. And I took that, and this is you know, that beautiful daisy out of the pile of shit. Quote,
Right.
It's like, I'm not going to allow a client to have me hate something that I once loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then that became like, as I got into, you know, motion graphics, I was like, I'm going to work with other artists because they know the problems that I have. So I'm going to always try and collaborate. So everything's going to be reasonable. I'm going to make sure that I can show my work. That was one of the things I know I talked with David about on a project. It was like, oh, if you ever in a situation, here's a little pro tip. In your contracts, if you're ever in a situation where you're worried that you might not be able to show your work, always have a promotional rate, which is your basic rate. Right? So if you're like, hey, this is my promotional rate, this is what I charge, because I'll be able to show behind the scenes after this goes live, and I'll be able to put it on my demo reel. If they if they're like, no, we don't ever want you to show that you're a part of this project, you have your non-promotional rate.
That's good.
Rate should be at least double your regular rate, because you cannot use it in any way to generate any other business.
Right.
Every other business can pretty much do that. You build a house, you show the people the house you built. You know,
For
you built
sure.
a car, you show people the car you built. You know, you worked on something. But in our industry, when they just like, nope, you're just in a vacuum. You're just like, oh, I spent 3 years on this amazing project. So
Yep.
what'd you do in the last 3 years? Something for somebody you
Something
can't
that you
tell
can't see.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah. I
okay,
mean,
well,
my problem was that the contract that they kind of went back on whatever quote unquote contract I had through email. And after the fact, they were like, oh, no, you can't show this. Like, you can show one of the 10 full
Yeah.
CG pieces you made, but that's it. And because they didn't pass it up the chain to the main dude.
oh,
So
so they couldn't even sign off on it. They got you. Like, oh
yeah, they didn't actually. They made me think they had signed off, but they didn't actually sign off because they didn't pass the information along. So
That's a them problem.
So the big thing is protecting creativity, because one of the things that I know about us as artists is we also enjoy our work and we enjoy creating. And because of that blend, we don't necessarily protect it, and then we'll get angry. And then we're like, next time we pick it up, we have that same emotional state that we were left, that bad taste in the mouth. Like so many people who call in, you see them as they tell their story, like their bodies are reliving it. The stress is coming up. You see the shoulders is like, I'm just getting put in that stressful situation again. Just even telling the story. It's like, so I think that's one of the big things for us is to try and be like, you know what, this project's going to be hell. I need to do something to protect myself, so I'm not hating this, and then the next time it just builds up like the stress. I mean, like poor Tony, it's like you think about it, it's like it's all cumulative. It's not like the one project that got you, it was those 10 awful little ones that just made you hate it more and more. So yeah, we gotta watch our industry, because other people don't do that. Like you never see somebody from HR just leaving like, you know, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna work on HR programs like the rest of the night. It's gonna be totally fun. I got a personal HR project that I want to do. I got a personal sales project. No one's doing that.
most people have 9 to 5s and they're freaking done, and they can spend time with their families.
Right.
Yeah, they're not hanging out with a bunch of nerds on a Friday, calling in to talk more nerd stuff. It's like, no,
true.
That's us weirdos. So
Tony
Awesome.
said in the chat that your horns are actually always there. We just don't see them.
We just
No, that's
don't
what
see
I
them
said.
because of your hair.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's my natural.
Someone asked. Someone asked with all the places that you've gone, any horror stories like traveling around and getting things set up and blah blah blah.
Oh man, actually, the strangest. Every place. I mean, there's always like little technical things.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it was actually quite recent, and I think it was it the same. It was the same calamity, NAB, I think, that Dave, you had your horrible run-in with this NAB, right?
Yeah.
It was going. It was
flavors
set
of
up.
video.
It was literally set up of NAB, and I get there and I'm with our contractor Tim, and we go to check in, and I go to check in, and the lady's like, "Oh, you're not on here." I'm like, "No, here's my registration, here's my ID and stuff." She's like, "You're not on here," and I was like, "Well, what are you talking about? Like, here's my ID." She's like, "No, that doesn't count." Like, I was like, "Well, here's my business card." She's like, "That doesn't count," and so she kept just giving me a horrible hard time, and it was like, is she being racist? Is she being like, and the funny thing is, Tim's sitting there and he's getting heated. He's shouting at the lady and everything else. I was like, no, actually, here I am. I've been here for the last 8 years with the same company, or 10 years with the same company. Here's our booth number. Here's our contract. I'm like showing all the things, and she's like, no, I can't give you a wristband. You can't.
Wow.
Or
holy
you're
shit.
gonna have to go to Central Hall, and I'm gonna have to call security and all this other stuff. And literally called security over. I'm sitting here talking to the security guard. I'm like, so how does this work? Because I'm supposed to be on setting up. So it was literally in Las Vegas at the NAB show with somebody who was NAB staff giving me the hardest time. I was like, man, get anybody in here. I'm like, you can go back and get the electrician. I'm like, I know half of your staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, she was awful.
That's infuriating.
Yeah. But you know,
That
I
sounds
got
like-
racist patience though, because I've been there, you know.
Right.
But like I'm like, oh, I know what this is.
I know what this is.
Yeah, but Tim was losing his stuff. He was like, this is unacceptable. This is my client. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, you'll see. It works out. Yeah. So that was my worst one. At the the largest show that has the most experience. All the other smaller venues, they kind of work with you. They work it out.
Yeah.
That was shocking.
Wow.
Well, we appreciate you calling in and Good job this week on the stream.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. You too, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thanks for all you do. Want my
Awesome
joy
job
joy.
on the
It's
motion.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
that joy.
Where's this joy?
I need your joy. Here it is.
All right, Jen.
Cool.
Keep up.
Awesome to talk to you, man.
Take care.
you, brother.
Later.
Ciao.
Later, man.
All right. Oh man. All right. Somebody had asked in the chat about how this is set up. It's not like Unreal virtual set or anything. It's literally just us on green screens with Skype playing some videos, and it's all comped together in XSplit, which I will show you how to do some similar things in my course when it finally drops. Right now, it's got a lot of work to go. There's a lot to it. But mograph.com/classes, you can sign up to get notifications whenever a new course comes out. So go check that out if you want to learn about that kind of streaming stuff. And EJ, you had asked about the delivery of the candies. And so I've got a bunch of pipes that I'm putting together, and we're going to put them on the balcony and shoot candy down it. And we're going to decorate it.
I've heard a story about
amazing.
that with the PVC pipes and just shooting them from the top floor or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
See,
how we're
but
doing
what's
it.
gonna like? How is that gonna stop someone? That's stupid. This is so stupid.
It just falls on the
Because if
ground.
you go
and
to
they
a
pick it up.
house with someone who doesn't know that they have COVID and they still touch your candy and you still touch that candy, there's still a chance that you could get it.
Of course.
I don't know.
Of course.
Well, unless they're like breathing heavily on the candy and it's just
I
covered.
cough on
with
all
COVID, I
my
think it's
candy,
fine.
don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I lick everything
I lick
just
it
to make
personally.
sure.
Well, you
yeah.
sterilize the candy before you eat it. You bring hand sanitizer and
Spray,
Right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
dip it,
Spray the whole bowl.
dip it in alcohol and in
Just-
hand
yeah,
sanitizer.
Put all your
Yeah.
candy in a big.
Just make a
vat
big
of-
slurry of hand
It's like
sanitizer.
dipping
with the
for
candy.
apples, but you're dipping for candy in a
Yeah.
vat of sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
Just your face in there, and you just.
And that way you
take 'em out
sanitize
with
the
teeth.
inside of yourself too.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes.
and
drink
that's
it.
how you actually cure COVID.
That's how you
Yeah.
kill
You have to make
bleach.
sure it's bleach though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
That's what I hear.
Trump
You can
said,
inject
that
it
if
as
you
well.
Inject
Come on.
bleach.
Let's follow the science here.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done? I think we
think
got.
I've got another long one if you want, but
Sure.
we don't have to. Like,
No, let's
I don't know.
let's do it before we go.
All right.
That'd be fun.
So we've got the. I don't even know if I want to talk about this now. Here, I'll send you the link. It's the Ice Caves music video. I've told this story on the podcast
Yeah.
before. We don't even have to. I've told it before.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right,
you
no, that's fine.
basically had to set limits with them because
Yeah.
they kept
Yeah.
overreaching, right?
Yeah, exactly. I basically fired their whole team at one point. I was like, if you guys keep making changes, you will not have a music video, and this job won't get done
Yeah.
by your deadline. So stop making changes, shut the f up, or I quit. And then that worked. So
There you
and
go.
mostly
Good.
worked. They
Sometimes
still,
it
yeah.
takes that to,
yeah,
snap people back to freaking reality.
totally.
Like, you want this done or not?
The funniest were like changes about like so the main artist was made out of ice, right? And she at one point just wanted to look like herself on a good day on Instagram, and then she sent me like a cool face with sunglasses, and I had to send her excuse me, I had to send her pictures of people standing next to their ice sculpture likenesses of themselves to show her that you look different when you're made out of ice. Also,
Right.
the lighting changes. She's like, I just want my front beauty dish. I just want my front beauty dish. I'm like, it's not going to look good. This is what your stupid front beauty dish looks like.
What is that even?
Yeah.
What is
that?
that? Yeah.
Front
Yeah. She was
beauty
like
dish?
art directing my lighting. It was like, yeah. And her quote unquote producers, I don't know. It was just a shit show. I managed to get through it, but yeah.
Front beauty dish.
Yeah. And then at the end, the funniest thing was like at the end of the job, this producer who was on there the whole time, like 3 days later, emails me and he's like, "Hey man," and he sends me a picture of him and his bro at Burning Man with like star bubbles in the shot, just these bubbles shaped like little stars. And he's like, "Hey man, would you add some more CG star bubbles to this shot for $100?"
What?
And I was like, I don't do anything for less than a day rate, so that would cost $800. And he's like, "Oh, well, can you recommend someone? And I'm like, bro, we just got done doing this massive music video project, and you're asking me for star bubbles? No, I can't fucking recommend anyone.
For $100.
For $100, yeah.
I think we are going to do one more real quick before we go, because Fried Pixels is getting his laptop out. So James.
Oh, nice. Good.
I can talk about one that Matt and I worked on in the meantime, and this is not really like, it's kind of a horror story, but it was just kind of weird. And we were working on this one piece for this. How do I even describe it? So somebody came to us, they had a decent budget to do something, right? And we didn't really know that much information about it, but we went out for a meeting, and I go to this ranch out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh gosh, is this the...
Yeah, the horse thing. So it turns out that this is a Rapture theme park.
A Rapture themed no, haunted house, right?
It's like this is what will happen to you if you sin, you'll go to hell, and this is what's going to happen. And it was so elaborate that there's actually like a scene, like it's an outdoor, like it's like a Disney town where with these fronts, like a set with all of these storefronts and everything, like an old like downtown area, like a gazebo in the middle, out in the middle of nowhere. And then you walk through, and then there's another version of that same town, but it's all in shambles. So you walk through this because you sinned, and it's the Rapture, and now this is happening. Then there's a war zone and all this other kind of stuff. And so they wanted to originally projection map stuff, which were like, this isn't going to work either. You don't have the budget for all the equipment.
Yeah.
But they did have some sort of decent budget, but they just kept insisting that they wanted this, like, this Pixar level stuff. And it's like, well, we can't do Pixar level stuff for this budget. It's a good budget, but it is not Pixar level. What you want to do, you want these full-on CG animated horses and all of this stuff. Can't do that, right? Because it's the horsemen of the apocalypse. So how are we going to do this? So they decided, here's what we're going to do.
One of the worst projects we've ever done.
We are going to green screen horses. Now, how do you green screen a horse running? You put them in a giant. You
have to have a massive green screen.
Massive green. We're talking a massive green screen that went all the way down this stable, and you shoot them as high res as possible, and then you stabilize them and you loop them, and then you have different people riding on them. You know, death and all this kind of stuff. It was, and then the editing process on that was horrible. It was horrible. So it's one of those things that we will never ever show anybody because it's just so bad. But
like, hey, we can do much better work than this.
Yeah.
This is
it was
imagine like some of the very first things you've ever done in After Effects ever, and that was it.
Nice.
Like 18, 19 years into our career.
And it's and it's because they had a good budget, but it wasn't enough. Like we could only get so far, and it's like, this is what you wanted to do. This is kind of the only way to do it. So this is what we're going to, I mean, it was awful, but money though, you know, desperate times, you know? All right, let's see if I can
get... always be making money.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can add in, this isn't my usual Skype account, so I have nobody in here. There we go. All right. Colin, hopefully this all works. Last caller of the show, and then we're gonna get out of here. I gotta get to the store and get Halloween candy and all that fun stuff, you know. All right, there we go. Cool. Let me do the patch in here.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
What up?
Gotta summon, y'all. Gotta summon.
This is as close as I can get to a costume.
Nice.
Sombrero.
All right, here we go. Let's start the summoning. By the power
of
Winkleman.
Winkleman compels you. Winkleman.
We summon James. James. What's up?
What's up?
Whoa.
How's it going?
Fellas. Hey.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Great presentation the other day.
Oh, thank you.
Your hair is getting long, dude.
Oh, dude.
Quarantine.
Damn. It's like a rocker hair.
Yeah, dude.
Bon Jovi.
Man.
This is the longest.
With arms wide open.
Wow. That was great.
This is the longest that my hair's been in a long time.
Nice.
You got a good client horror story for us?
Yeah, so basically, this is like one of those, like, I thought maybe we could end on a bad positive note, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I took this booking with a friend who actually was working at a really cool company, and they're like an interactive company, so they're doing like installation type stuff, and it was something I had never done before. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it. She's like, cool, what's your rate? And I was like, gave her my rate. And she was like, cool, can we do like a flat rate? I was like, I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I was like, I kind of on the fence about it. And she's like, look, all right, so it's for this project. This is what it is. And it's going to be like audio driven. And this is who the music is going to be. And the music was Sigur Rós. And like she knew that I loved Sigur Rós. So I was like, you know what? You got me hooked. I'll do it. She's like, cool. All right. So it was like, for like, I think it was like for a full month, I basically just decided to do like a rate for it and went for it. So the whole thing was supposed to be for an Art Basel installation. It was for a company that was launching their new product. I still haven't been able to show this work, so I'm just not going to say their name. But they were going to launch their product, and we were doing a room size installation where people were like getting into physical objects and interacting with projections and stuff. So I was helping the art direct and create all of what the animation would look like. But they were coding it all. So as developers were taking my designs and motion test and turning it into actual things. And it was like super fun. I learned a lot on the project, but basically it gets down to like we were building this like prototype, and then all of a sudden the client starts kind of like disappearing, like the feedback starts going really quiet, and we're like hearing less from them. We're like, what's going on here? And then like at the last minute, like we're like we've got it built, it's ready, and we're like, cool, all right, so like the budget to build this for like full scale would be all this, and this is what it would take, and here's our prototype. And they're like, yeah, so the client decided that they're not going to launch at Art Basel this year, and they've decided to basically, we're just going to have this, we're going to still pay you, but we're going to put it on a shelf so that maybe we could use it in the future at some point. And so we like crunched and worked like super hard and made this like amazing thing that has been it's been two years now. So 2 years ago I worked on this awesome project that I love and learned a lot, and I still haven't been able to show it to anybody.
That's awful. I hate that.
But it was one of those things where like I took it because of the bait, right? It's like the client was huge, the music side of it was going to be amazing, and it was like going to be something on my portfolio that like I don't have anything like it. It was like so
did it end up being really cool? Like
I mean, so that was also funny too. So they shot a bunch of video after I had left of the prototype in like a room with projectors, and they're like, here's all this footage, you can like just edit this, right? And I was like, I'm not an editor. They're like, neither are we, so you can just do it. I was like, okay, cool. So I did it, and actually I mean, they shot it so well it kind of edited it itself, but like even just like the edit of it I think is still a really cool piece. And I think conceptually, like I think it's the first time that I made something that felt like being in art school again. Like it's the first time where like even though it was a client project, the walking away from it, it felt like I was like, oh, this is very creative, it's all creative driven. There was like no client notes because obviously it was like a prototype, they weren't going to give us notes really, and it was kind of us like shooting for the moon, and to have like a client that would like kind of sign off and pay for it was pretty amazing.
That's cool.
So I'm still like, I'll watch the edit from time to time and be like, oh man, I'm glad that still exists. And so it's cool. I love having it. And I think like even in bad situations, like still everything that I learned and the people that I worked with like was like awesome. So like I'll still, it still affected me, and it's still great to have that experience. So even in the worst situations, like, and I mean, the client could have like bombed and like walked away and not paid anybody too. So like, they still
at least you got
paid for it, and like
that's how I feel about my Zed work. Like I could only show like a 10th of it, but I still like send it to my friends, or once in a while I'll watch it when I'm high, and I'm like, that's really cool. And I got a lot of techniques out of doing the work. Like I, upped my game for sure, but it sucks not being able to share any of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I do a lot of like film and TV stuff that usually, doesn't make it out, or like I pitch on like a lot of stuff. I pitched on a lot of like I pitched on logos for like the first Mandalorian season for like their thing, and like it's like stuff that never gets to like see the light of day. It's like, but you still kind of, I don't know, you have to do enough other projects that make it out that you can share that. I don't know.
And hopefully the karma comes back to you, right?
Somebody said as long as you're paid, but I somewhat disagree. Like I don't know.
Yes and no.
I mean, like, yes, getting paid is great, but you should also be able to show your work, because you it's like, if you, like, for me, it was 4 months of work. I made 16 minutes of CG and I couldn't show any of it. And it's like a big black hole in my life,
Right. Yeah. That's like the rub is like, whenever you invest long periods of time, like some film work, you're doing a year's worth of work. And so, and the portion of that you can actually share when you can share it. Like there's a lot of contract stuff with that where it's like you can't even share it till like 2 years after or whatever when it comes out to DVD or something. So you've already invested a year of your time. Then the year after you can't even promote it. And then by the time you can, it's like, oh, well, now that bubble's gone. Like nobody cares about that thing anymore.
Totally.
So it's like, it's very different on longer projects where you're investing so much time that disappears. And then when you aren't allowed to show it, period, then it's like, oh, great. Like, what do I have to show for that period of time? So
just the learning experience. That's it.
But, if you learn I feel like that's our lives. That's our lives. Is like, you spend like 2 or 3 months working on like a 30-second spot or something, and it's like, so what did I do from those 3 months? Like, that's it. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we got to give you a Joy Bar.
Yeah.
Before we take off here.
I recently had a client use some stuff from Into the Spider-Verse as their reference pictures, and so I was just like, I had to make it look the same, so I was just color picking the exact same colors and stuff.
Nice.
Looks nice. It was actually it was a whole series of videos that we did, and that was my favorite one that I did.
That's awesome.
I had somebody reach out to me because the client was referencing Into the Spider-Verse like titles for like a trailer, game trailer they were working on, and I turned it down because I wasn't available, and because they were asking. It was a smaller shop, and they were asking me to do everything. They're like, "You can do character animation, right? And you can do animation." I was like, "I didn't do character animation on that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen the sequence, but it's frozen characters."
Totally.
But so I turned it down. And then I ended up accepting another job with my friends MK12, and then it was for that same job. They had won the pitch to do it.
No way.
That's really funny.
I ended up doing it, and it was like, I mean, it was funny. It's like we weren't even really doing Spider-Verse. It just like, it was for like the Deathloop trailer that I like talked about. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but like, it's like very flat and illustrative, and I ended up doing like a bunch of echoes of characters. So
nice. So there was similarity.
Yeah, there were similarities, and I think that the team was happy to have somebody who worked on it, so it was fun.
Yeah. That's cool. That's super cool.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for being on, man.
Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Have a good Halloween.
Yeah, you guys too.
Happy Halloween.
Bye.
Later. All right, y'all. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my kid in 10 minutes.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Yep. Right.
All right. That's fine. All right. Well, check us out on the interwebs and things. Like you do. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and all those types of things. Instagrams. You can find EJ at iDesign and all the things. And David, what do you mostly go by on most of your things? You got a couple variations.
Just my name. David Ariev on pretty much everything.
You don't have Aria
Yeah.
Visual. You got Aria Visuals on a couple.
Aria
things.
Visuals is my site. Yeah.
People can find you. They know how to Google, right?
People will find me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how to Google.
We're gonna wrap it
Yeah.
up, and we're gonna go get
Yeah.
ready to watch Mandalorian tonight. So
Is it the first episode? Is the first episode's out or the whole thing?
No, it's just
first
first episode. These
episode.
ones are weekly.
yeah. Thanks everybody
Sweet.
for calling in and joining us. We had a lot of people watching. That was fun. And we're gonna do this again at Christmas. It'll be obviously Christmas themed, but thanks for tuning in. Everybody have
We'll
a
still
good
have
one.
the cauldron, right?
Yeah, just a cauldron. It'll just be Christmas colors, right?
I'm dancing with Baby
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next time, have a good one.
Later, yo.
Later, yo. Bye, everybody. I love that.
It's pretty good, I guess.
Pretty good, I guess.